You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the July 20th meeting, Part 2 of the LaPorte County budget hearings. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good afternoon. Let us continue the first day of budget hearings. Since we have a couple of quick ones, we're going to insert those in front of the 1 o'clock schedule for community corrections. So 4-H Purdue Extension, please join us up front here.
Number are they?
133.
Did I hear 33?
133.
Good afternoon. Thank you for, this is on right?
Yeah,
Thank you for having us here today. Arrival was a day early. I had the wrong information on my calendar, so I apologize for that, but I do appreciate your willingness to work with us in this process. We did have our budget material submitted to you as requested as per process. Would be happy to try to answer any questions or clarify anything that I may attempt to. I guess should I introduce myself?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Okay. My name is, his full name is Jose Guadalupe Valtierra, but you can jot it down as Lupe Valtierra. I'm the Regional Operations Leader with Purdue Extension for the Northwest Region. Northwest Region are the counties of Lake, Porter, LaPorte, Newton, Jasper, Pulaski, Stark, and White counties. I am administratively responsible for the counties of LaPorte, Porter, Stark, and Pulaski. And we'll be working with the educators there more directly, working with the county office staff there more directly, and trying to liaison as best as possible with the local communities. My position is a new position with Purdue Extension. I had been a community development educator prior to in Lake County. Had opportunities to work, however, in LaPorte and the other counties in the Northwest region in my previous life when I was served as chancellor at Ivy Tech Community College. So I was the administrator for this county as well as the other 6 counties in the Northwest region at that point. So familiarity a bit with Purdue, with Extension, with LaPorte County. Have been with Purdue Extension for the past 7 years, and so I've become very familiar with what we do at Extension, and we're very happy for the ongoing support that LaPorte County, the council, and its residents have had for Extension, and we look forward to a continued productive partnership.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So as I'm making my notes, I welcome anybody to fire off any questions they have.
All right. Now, Lupe, I'm going to start with 2 of the first obvious ones. Line item 30018, mileage. The past 2 years, 2-year cycle, we've had 10,000 in for mileage for our educators. And 25 using 10,300 year to date. And 26 we're at 3,308. Which, I mean, we're halfway through the year, so $6,000-$7,000. You've got $1,000 in for mileage. Where we've got to save $9,000 in mileage with our educators?
Fortunately or unfortunately, we did not find an oil well that we have tapped into. What has happened is, as part of Purdue's transformation, the expenses that were previously being billed to the mileage account for educators, those are the individuals who offer the programming for Purdue Extension, had been billed to the county previously. That is now being assumed by Purdue University's extension offices. So,
Thank you.
From Lafayette. So the bursars it'll be reimbursed from the bursar's office down there? Okay. The other one is 30093, lease agreements. We've been at $5,000 for the last couple of years, only spending $505 and $321, and you've indicated $8,500. What new lease agreements is LaPorte under, and for what reason?
in meeting with the office staff, and hopefully Kelsey Guardarama and Kathy Ullman are on their way in. I let them know that we were moved up. In meeting with them, they had indicated that that might be an amount that would be needed to cover county employee computers and any leases that might be involved there as we go through. Purdue extension educators now will have their technology needs taken care of through, again, the services contract that we have. But any technology that's necessary for office staff or county employees is going to be covered under that budget amount there. And so they just felt a bit comfortable having that amount there. It may not all be used, but given what they're looking at right now, they anticipated the possible need for that. So they wanted to make sure that they had some coverage there.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Yes, a question on the postage. Presently, you have $4,000 budgeted for postage. Year-to-date expenditure is zero. Prior year was about 1,200. Are you guys moving away from postage? Maybe you don't need the full appropriation, or do you still expect that you're going to need 4,000 for postage?
I know that there is a move to try to reduce the reliance on actual physical postage, given, again, technology. There are still, though, aspects of the population that still requires something solid that comes across in the mail because they want to see it in the mailbox, and so there is going to be a requested postage need there. We may not go through that whole process there, but again, staff felt comfortable requesting that amount, and at the end, if we don't use it, then thank goodness we've saved money.
And just to piggyback, I would say that's probably an error at that being zero, because I can tell you how many pieces of Purdue extension mail
feel like
come
I
to
saw
my
stuff,
house.
yeah.
So I have a feeling that 4,000 or that zero under that 4,000 line item 3,002 is incorrect.
Okay.
I'd question even if that 1184 is correct.
Yeah.
I would say if we're at 4,000, they're probably using about every bit of it.
Yeah.
Just based on the fact that you've got 1,200 4-Hers, and that's just the 4-H program, not counting homemakers or anything else. So
Gotcha.
And we're trying to wean them off of that and get them more into the technology. But again, working with youth, we have to be cautious about what we offer through technology means and through that direct contact of adults with youth and everything else there. So
Yep.
very cognizant of that, but trying to be as fiscally responsible as we can be.
Just a side question. Purdue Co-op, along with Purdue, the extensions, PNW, how close do you work with them? Do you work at all with them?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
The extensions like PNW, do you work at all with them?
People oftentimes will presume that when I say
I know that's what I'm asking.
yeah. We try to maintain as close a relationship with them as is possible. We will work with this may come across a bit negative. We will work with them when necessary, but because we are through the School of Agriculture based out of Lafayette's
Right.
campus, our affiliation is down there. We are the county footprint, if you will, however, that tries to take that research that is produced by Purdue and make it applicable and useful for the local community. There are occasions when we will partner with Purdue Northwest in either campus locations. I used to work at Purdue Northwest a few years back, and again, when I was chancellor with Ivy Tech, had a stronger affiliation with them along the way. We are not adverse to reaching out and working with them as necessary, as available as possible in collaboration. But basically, they are their own animal, as you're aware, and we respect each other in that process.
As they're cutting back on degrees, which they're doing, as you all know, that's why I get a little upset, because I did talk to them about the same question, and they're not. Doesn't seem like they're as willing to come out and reach out to you guys, to the co-op, which is not, it was more or less based upon not that where you do a lot of economic development. I'm trying to get your I'm trying to get your EDC going, but better, I think. So my second question, it's a follow-up question. We have a person that's doing that here too. I just like to see if we could have some more dialogue in the EDC side. I know it's only one fraction of what you do out there.
Yeah, and as a former community development educator that had some of those responsibilities to come along the way there, with our restructure, we actually within the Northwest region, have a single CD educator now, community development educator, and her responsibility, she's based out of Porter County, but her responsibilities are to provide those services and opportunities across the 8-county area. We will be working with that. We will be also relying on office staff and local personnel to kind of keep us apprised as to what are the issues that are there. Our doors are completely open in terms of working with the council. As you see the need, definitely let us know. You need to be involved here at Purdue Extension. You need to come to these meetings. You need to get involved with this particular project. We want to have that relationship with the local communities because that's the way that we're all going to grow. We're not going to be able to do everything that needs to happen. No economic community is going to be able to do that as well, but we want to be as involved as we can be. When we can partner with Purdue Northwest in Hammond or Purdue Northwest in Westville or IU in Indiana and Gary or any of the Ivy Tech campuses, we're more than willing to go ahead and to provide the support that we can in those capacities.
Because what I looked out specifically is I looked for like solar farming and of course data centers, and looking for something where we could work co-op with Purdue, and then also of course with
Yeah.
Purdue Extension. But those are, I think it's the biggest, hottest topics, of course, that,
Well,
that are
Purdue
out.
Extension actually, through community development, as you're probably aware, has a series of workshops that they've been helping to facilitate as it relates to educating the community a little bit more about the benefits and drawbacks of either solar farming or solar energy, or,
Data centers.
you take your choice. There's any number of, just as we have programs that will work with the current heat wave that we have and the rains that we had recently, emergency response. We have programs that will work with that. Oftentimes, communities are not aware that Purdue Extension has those services available, that we have that programming available, that we have knowledge and background that can come in and work with that situation. With our regional model coming through, we're hoping that that information spreads more and that LaPorte will be able to benefit more than what it has in the past from program areas that it may not have realized it had access to. Just as other counties will also be able to benefit from programs that they did not realize they had access to as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
Thank you.
With that, I'll entertain a motion.
Wait, Mr. Chairman, I just want to point something out. If you look on the second page, as their capital asset planning,
Yes.
and the first thing they talk about is laptops with 2 monitors. If you need computers, and I'm just throwing this out, I think it would be much more productive or cost savings to get it through IT instead of leasing computers. If you look at the total cost, I think Darlene could do better than that. I'm just throwing that out for you. Also, that a computer is considered a 400 account.
Yep.
So normally we don't do that until right before they would need them. Like say they need them in the next 6 weeks, she would get on our agenda and then you would vote on the computers for her at that time. I'm just,
Go ahead.
I'm noticing also that the laptops are year to acquire 2028, but it's office chairs and laminator that are for 2027. So I don't know if those are the years that you're still intending for those.
Yeah, that is a question that unfortunately I will need to defer back over to our business office in terms of the details, because I know that Purdue has a program with Dell computers and we lease through Dell. And I believe that the arrangement is supposed to be that, again, educators will have their material taken care of through Purdue in the service contract for technology needs. Office staff will still be going through the Purdue lease and stuff. And so any variations of that is going to be an interesting conversation for us to have, but one we're very, very open to. If we can find ways to save money, definitely.
So that being said, it almost sounds like that we need to almost zero out the lease agreements until such time we decide we have something in mind for a capital asset or lease. And that's, because right now, if we were to fund this right now, it's based off of the presumption of how that conversation goes between the needs of the county and what their security and technology requirements are and the needs of Purdue for Purdue Extension. So, I
There's
don't
some sort
know.
of existing usage in there, though. 500 last year, 320 this year so far. So something's being paid out of there.
So this capital asset planning you have down here, other equipment, you got vehicles, trucks, and you have emblems. What's the purpose of that?
Of what?
Which one, I'm sorry?
No, that's what it was asking for. This is what the capital asset.
Those are future years.
That's a specific,
No, it's telling the customer what we're looking for in their capital asset plan.
That was from Mike.
This is a request to them. This is the
got it.
response.
Thank you.
Yep.
So what's the small usage coming out of lease agreements right now?
Kathy, do you know?
Lease agreements.
Agreements. That's to Purdue for our machines that we have in the office. We have 11 computers with dual monitors.
And that's
that's-
$321.
$321.
$321.
Nope, the other sheet.
Now, our copiers are leased through the county data. So the other thing we have is our postage meter, and there's a maintenance contract with that, but that's under our maintenance agreement
So
for that.
county data, Darlene, you're talking about?
Darlene, yeah.
We don't
For-
lease anything. We own all ours.
Yeah, our copy machine is, okay, however Darlene works that out for our copy machine.
That's just,
then.
that's just maintenance.
That's just maintenance, okay.
We don't lease any.
All right. So what's the pleasure?
Well, I think right now in the lease agreements, go back down to 1,000 and then we get things hammered out. We just come back and work it out if that's cool. Because, I mean, we haven't gone over that. At this point, obviously, we're going to need them. And then thank you for putting together your capital asset plan. I know you're looking for that passenger van.
We're still trying to talk her out of it, but she's persistent in requesting.
Nah, when she's got as many things to haul down to State Fair, I get it, so.
All right. So is that your motion?
Motion to approve, after taking lease agreements 3009 for 2 and 300s.
All right, so a motion for 2 and 300s with the adjustment to lease agreements from Mr. Kessler. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Pressel. All in favor of approving the 2s and 3s for Purdue Extension 133, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Thank you
very
for a great
much.
fair, guys.
For taking us 24 hours in advance. We appreciate that and look forward to working with you.
All right. With that, another quick one. Weights and measures.
Which tab is he?
Yeah, thank you.
It's our total budget.
Yes.
Real quick, Mr. President.
Go for it, Mr. Yoski.
38.
Availability.
Okay. Start with 4100, 4101. Looking for a new computer?
Yeah, what I took over in 2023, I got a little Chromebook computer, the ones that the kids go home with school with. It's about 81% battery life at this time. I think I can make it last for another year, but just trying to get that budgeted for you guys to be fiscally responsible.
All right. Is that something that's been priced out through IT? You got an idea what it is?
I pretty much just looked at
No.
what it is now,
Okay.
but I will be happy to work through IT when that time comes.
Yep.
All right.
I would start looking now to make it easier, then she could always, when she buys the computer, she'll buy them out one time.
Understood.
Employee education and training's in line with the last couple of years. Dues is fine, other supplies.
I do need to make one edit to the dues. I mistakenly tried to make a reduction there, and it needs to maintain at the 150.
All right. That's all I've got for 2s and 3s. Any thoughts from the rest of the council?
Motion approved, 2s and 3s, with the exception of correcting 3009 to $150.
So
And the
motion-
400s for the computer?
And four, sorry.
Yeah.
You threw me off.
2s, 3s, and 4s.
2s, 3s, and 4s with the addition to dues. A motion from Mr. Kessler. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Keel. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're good. Thank you.
I did just want to note I saw the notes on the 100 account, that updated amount there was from the 2025 salary ordinance from month of December. And so that was the updated amount from that salary ordinance.
We'll get that corrected. That was because somehow, now I remember, somehow we didn't have a 3%. We had to go back and put the 3% in.
Got it.
And then we went back and reverted to what was originally budgeted. So I'm going to put a note in right now.
Mr. President, real quick question.
Yeah, Mr. Yagowski.
Thank you.
I believe this was all set up when you had 2 employees. You went from 2 employees to 1 employee.
Right.
You used $146. You need $450 for clothes for yourself?
It's 400 is what he's asking.
Yeah. 400, it was reduced.
Or even 400. We spent 146. He's the only employee. I mean, do you need any more clothes, or is this something that?
This year, mainly I bought boots.
Right. I'm not disagreeing.
My shirt
I
at
think
this time,
uniforms can-
I'm working through it. but
Depending on what he's going to need for uniforms, boots alone can be
So I'm just asking.
100, 150.
Yep.
I suspect this
I would
fluctuates
just
by
leave it
year, right?
alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. A quality shirt could last me 2 years, depends how dirty I get and how well I keep it clean, so. Oily mess, lots of the time.
All right.
Oh, well. Thank you.
I think we're good.
Thank you for your continued support.
Thank you. We voted. Thought we voted. Mike, Mr.
Mike, did we vote?
What?
I called for the vote.
I got the vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, you called for the vote, no one said nay, so we're good.
All right.
That's why I was.
That's why I was off.
Yes,
That was
He
a
asked
6 to
nay.
1.
I didn't hear any words.
I said that.
And that's why I was thrown off, because you didn't have the nay in there.
That's every time.
All right.
All right, I got it.
With that, we're on to
Corrected.
the regular schedule. So community corrections. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
Fine. You're looking for.
There we go.
I could ask a question up front.
Go for it.
I could have departments messed up. I sometimes do crisscross you guys, but for the longest time, because your grants come halfway through the year, correct? They don't, if your, whatever money's coming in through grants comes in half part of the year, not
We
the,
get a deposit every month from our grants.
but your cycle isn't it, aren't you mid-year or you're at, or the end of the year?
No, we just get granted for 27 in July.
Okay, so a couple years ago, we didn't have things filled up before you came in. We didn't do the proper stuff, so we were behind it. How do we stand now with the grants and everything that we applied for? And is there, yeah,
Well, the Department of Corrections, specifically Community Corrections as a whole for the state of Indiana, had a $7 million budget cut. And so they went through Community Corrections and they cut a lot of funding throughout the state. However, LaPorte County, we got the same amount that we got last year, so we did not get a cut. We did ask for $900 and something thousand, and they only gave us $709,849. So we got the same amount as last year.
okay, I had heard that cut, that's why I was asking that question.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, and kudos to my staff because it was because of our staff and the services that we provide is why we did not get a cut.
Okay, thank you.
So looking at 3,007 maintenance contracts, spent 11,150 in 2025. So far this year is zero. You're requesting 19,700. How's 12?
Some of those contracts have not come in yet, so we have our tech scanner that has to be paid for. We have some service contracts that have to be. We have a guard contract where we go in and we check all of the individual dorm rooms, and so some of those bills have not come in yet. They come in later at the end of the year.
Okay, so being the previous year you asked for 18,000 and spent 11. This year you asked for almost 20,000. How much of that do you expect to spend?
I would say maybe close to 15 because they do go up every year.
Okay.
So we went from like an $8,000 contract to now we might be in an $11,000 contract. So we're not sure how much of an increase we would probably see this year.
Are we on 179? Did you move on to another one?
I'm on 179.
Next to last item.
All right, I got it now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is anyone else seeing anything they have questions or concerns with?
Because just in general, we have a lot of lease agreements, and I don't want to jump ahead of it, but I also notice there's a huge amount on other areas.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that too. So lease agreements are ankle monitors?
Those are the ankle monitors. Yes, we pay for those primarily out of our project income, and we can only budget. It's hard to budget those because our project income comes from the fees that are paid. So we can't anticipate how many fees we're going to get per year. So we budgeted 170,000, which is never going to be enough because we spend close to 300,000. So then we ask for the county to have extra money to offset those prices. And if we don't use it, then we generally turn it back in.
and I know in the past we have asked you guys about the fee collection on the ankle monitors. Where are we at with that from that request to go after people that weren't paying?
We have gotten a lot better. Our fee collection rate is a lot better. We have not went under 100,000 a month this year. So we have attacked it more harshly. There's nothing we can do on the judicial side, but on our end, we have attacked it more harshly, so.
Okay.
So at the judicial side, are they just not enforcing it, or they're not? Where? Because we did have discussions with the judges on this conversation, but is it because they're not enforcing it? They're not imposing the amount due, or what?
I know the stance has been that we cannot use someone's indigence to say that they can or cannot be a part of work release or GPS. And I know that has been their stance for the past several years. So if we have individuals that come into the courtroom and say they're indigent, then the court has to go off of their income.
So that, you see that's the stumbling block.
Yes.
So the biggest thing that when we all met with Councilman Pressel, myself, the judges, Marika, we talked about that situation. One of the things that they're doing that we can't force, but they've agreed to do, is if there's not a bond agreement related to their proceedings, that they're using that bond funding to go towards whatever's backdated or whatever's due to them for ankle monitors and basically participant fees.
Correct.
Which might be part of the collections.
Yes.
If we're a third, though, and you're attacking it very well and getting more, it's $300,000 for $100,000 right now we're getting. So you have this lease agreement, the first one you have for the, under the 179 or the 210. But I don't want to skip ahead, but it's because it's lease agreements. Fund 1122, you also have a lease agreement for $150,000. Well, actually, that's for $170,000.
That's our project income. Those are the fees that we can't anticipate because those are the fees that they pay. So we create a budget off of anticipated fees.
These are the same, they're just separated that way.
Yes, one is the county pays a portion and then the project income fees pay a portion.
Out of curiosity, how many people are on these ankle monitors?
I think as of today, we might have 212.
What does a normal one cost, or what does the service cost per month?
The service begins at $17 a day, and it goes up, and it's based upon your income. So it depends on how much you make. So if you're unemployed, your base price to be on a monitor would be $17, and your base price to be in work release would be $15. And then it goes up to maybe $45 a day.
What's the county's expense on that then?
I don't know how to answer that.
Maybe if I can restate it. per ankle monitor per day, what are we charged?
I want to say $9.76.
Okay.
That's what I want to
So
say.
$10 and we're charging 17.
Yes.
Okay.
And we don't set those rates, do we? That we charge the individual who's receiving the ankle monitor, that's set by the state or something?
No, that was set by the advisory board they raised it in 2022. Before that, it was $12 a day and $14 a day for years.
All right.
Interesting.
So regarding 179, what do we want to do, folks?
Not a whole lot of options here.
Yeah. Motion to approve the 200s and 300s as presented.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Keel, second by Mr. Kessler to approve 200s and 300s as presented. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
All right, moving on.
Thank you.
Hold on. We still got to do your 1122.
Where you going?
That's page one.
I thought I was just
You're
doing,
usually the one to
I
correct.
thought I was just doing 179 today.
No, we're gonna get you all.
I don't
all
have-
set up. All right, so we get into 1122.
Go to 179, it's behind.
Is that a grant?
Yes.
So looking
Do we have
at
any control over grants?
1122 is project income. Is that, am I
I thought
correct?
you were saying 1122.
Community
1122 is project income, I
Okay.
apologize.
Yeah.
I
9106 is grant.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so office supplies, last year you spent 4,900. So far this year you spent 1,000 with 6,000 budgeted. Anything you anticipate? Can I cut you to 5?
At the end of the year, we usually replace like our pens, pencils, papers, anything similar like that. If somebody needs a new scanner or something
You
like
don't have anything huge that you're seeing right now?
no.
On clothing, you've asked for a 3,000 budget. You're currently sitting at 3555 right now, which would anticipate being close to $7,000 by the end of the year. 3,000.
We usually replace our shirts. We only have 11 employees that work 24/7, and sometimes they get 1 or 2 shirts, and to wear that long, they need to be replaced by the end of the year.
That's fine. I'm just saying, is 3,000 enough? That's my question.
It has been.
Okay.
Telephone, you're at $1,087 to 6,000 budget. Previous year you spent just under $4,000. I feel like I'm squeezing blood from a stone. Do I need?
Well, and we got telephone up and 179 at 1,500. That's maxed out too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll leave that alone.
Are you on some kind of program for are those cell phones or all complete, or what are they? Telephone?
They're a cell phone. It's for our field officers, and then we had to get a cell phone for our case management. We've had an increase in participants with mental health issues, so she needs to be on call 24/7 so she can address those issues.
Well, that's fine. I meant, so are you under a cell phone program or under a plan
We are under a plan.
on your own individually?
Yes.
Okay.
This isn't strictly related to the budget here, but did you submit a capital assets plan as part of your budget documents?
Yes.
I think you're thinking
You're at building.
juvenile probation. That's building maintenance.
Sorry.
So you submitted one at the time? Okay. Mike, did you get it from them?
That's for me.
Did you get their cap plan from them?
Sorry, I just looked at.
I didn't bring it with me. I didn't
Yeah, that's
know I was
fine.
going to need it.
I don't have it with me, and I'm going to, like I said, I try to print them all. So I might not, I may not have.
I can forward it to you.
It just wasn't
Thank you.
close enough to Mike. Wrong phone.
All right. I've got nothing else. Anything else from remaining council? So I'll take any recommendations.
Motion to approve 2s and 3s.
Second?
So a motion and a second from Mr. Kessler and Mrs. Heath to approve 200 and 300 accounts for Community Corrections Fund 1122. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
There's a delay there.
Yeah, and one last one.
I motion to approve the 200 accounts,
Jen, did you make it?
Motion, there are no 200 accounts.
300 accounts. I could see better.
Either.
I could see better. It's my fault. 300 accounts.
It's empty.
There's none there.
There's nothing
What's
there.
dues?
0.
It's blank,
But they
actually.
spent 20 grand.
Spent 20 grand. How's it?
Yeah, that's a good
How
question.
did that work?
Can you repeat that?
So if you look at the page for Community Corrections State Grant 9106, second to the last line you have for dues, there's 0 requested, but for 2026, there was 0 requested, but 20,000 expended. So
So all
far.
the other lines are 0. What's up with that?
I'm not sure if that's accurate.
Okay.
I do know we have our,
Never mind.
we do have fees that we do have to pay for our IACAC fees, but I'm not sure if that's accurate.
Okay.
That's the
So
grant.
I don't
It's a
like that
grant.
whole pages.
let's hold this one over.
I would.
That's
It's a
that's
grant.
their grant.
Sir, I withdraw my motion.
On the record, Mr. Yagowski withdraws his motion. All right. So regardless of it being grant funds or not, we're still required to submit a budget based off of the plan. Am I mistaken?
They submit their budget to the state.
So we don't have to do anything.
No.
If we don't have to approve it, then we're good.
No.
All right. Do you have anything for us?
No, sir?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that brings us to, is the recorder? My schedule sheet ran away.
I'm drinking both.
There it is.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Back to the front.
Recorder. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Okay. So your general account or your general fund budget is all 100s, but one thing I want to talk about with folks is the first deputies previously were funded out of the perpetuation fund,
Not every year, no.
but previously.
That seems to be every other year. You guys come to me and say, please, please, please.
Yes.
What's killing me on that is the benefits, the insurance, the
Welcome to our world.
retirement, all of it adds up to pretty much the amount that the salary is.
Yeah. It's general.
That's
about
quite a
everywhere.
bit.
So yeah, we're in this case, $55,024 suddenly becomes 110.
Exactly.
Okay. So, all right, so since we're not doing anything with 100 accounts, we'll leave that alone. Let's jump ahead to, unless anybody has anything for 104. Hearing none, we'll move to the perpetuation fund, 1189. That looks fine. Employee education and training.
Correct.
So you requested 5,000 last year that we approved, but you've spent 500.
I'm sorry?
Last year for 2026, you requested 5,000. So far, 500 has been spent.
Right.
What's your
But we
plan?
have conferences coming up that will, and I did not go to a conference that originally I was hoping to go to. The timing just didn't work out.
Okay.
That would have been coming out of that. Since this is a perpetuation fund, the beautiful thing is the money goes right back, whatever I don't use. I'd rather have it than not have it.
I understand that, but there's been other offices that have been in here that we're looking at it from a perspective, or I've been looking at it from a perspective of wherever we can put bounds on it that are reasonable, based on what's been spent in previous years and what the need is for the upcoming year.
And as you can see, I'm not being frivolous with it.
No, exactly. But if it's unnecessary, let's see if we can put some bounds to it, because we're in a pretty tight spot with the, increased taxes.
This is a perpetuation fund. You really can't do anything with it. I can't do anything with it.
This one's a special case, since every year you have to submit a letter regarding all of the actions you're doing, planned with it,
Right.
how much funds you have, so that is fair. Does anybody have any thoughts or questions regarding 1189?
And just to give you an idea, I put some numbers together. So for year 23, 24, and 25, my office put in general fund $592,000.
Thank you.
The surveyor's corner, $208,000. And then the elected officials training fund, $41,600. So the money that we earn is split between 7 different funds. It's not like I collect all of it and just hoard it and keep it for myself.
That we understand.
I did get asked the question, why don't I put more money to the elected officials fund? This averages out $13,800 a year. So I could probably do $13,000 instead of the 12 that I have now. But we only can put what we earn.
Yeah,
And so that's, I know I jumped a little ahead, but that's,
you're fine. Gives the rest of my peers up here a chance to gather their words for a motion.
Motion to approve the 200s and 300s as presented for the Recorder Perpetuation 1189 Fund.
The motion by Mr. Keel,
Oh, sorry. Motion to approve the 200s and 300s for the Recorder Perpetuation 1189 Fund.
so a motion from Mr. Keel. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Kessler. All in favor of approving the 2s and 3s in 1189 signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Just real quick, Ella.
yeah.
I hope you don't.
No, go right ahead.
On data conversion, we've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
Where are we at on
Well,
data?
that's an
conversion?
ongoing thing.
Okay.
Every time we get new documents, they're scanned into the system, they're converted into microfilm, they're stored off-site. So this is not something that is one time and done. That's the scanning was done years ago.
See,
That's a whole different thing. It's just called that. I don't know why. I didn't come up with the verbiage.
Okay. Well,
I've just been
it's just-
reusing old.
It keeps going up every year, so I'm just curious.
Well, it does go up because everything goes up. Unfortunately,
is your
Yeah.
question more around the books?
Yeah.
The converting of the old books?
that's the old books have been scanned in the system.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe,
That's been
are you
done
referring to
on
like the
Barbara Dean.
repairs of the old books? Because there's also like the repairs that you do when there's
I've
like
done
damaged
that too.
records.
Yes.
I'm just asking the question. I mean.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called that.
$14,000 in 2 years. It's.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called that, but
Oh, all right.
Okay, so now it brings us to 1190.
yes.
This is, so which software is this? This is your primary recording software?
Again, the verbiage doesn't really cover what it really is. What it is a storage, off-site storage for our information.
It's-
So it's stored in two different sides of the country. It's really well protected, and if there's ever, knock on wood, problem like we had a few years back when the county was hacked, my office only had to wait long enough to have internet connection. None of our information was affected. We still had access to everything. So this is what's keeping us safe.
Good for
And
public
I
records.
think considering the things people are so creative with, it's good to have that protection and be safe just in case.
And I assume that this is a second half of the year payment, contract payment that's annual?
It's actually annual, yes, and this contract is for 4 years, so this price will not change for 4 years.
Okay,
It just went up. It's based on the amount of storage that is used.
okay.
Yeah.
Motion to approve 1190, 399 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Kessler.
Second.
Second by Mr. Keel. All in favor of approving Recorder's Enhanced Fund 1190, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Thank you. Now we're going to Elected Officials Training Fund 1217. This seems to be in line with 2026 adopted budget versus how we're expending it.
Motion to approve the Elected Officials Training Fund 1217 as presented.
Motion by Mr. Keel,
Second.
second by Mr. Kessler. All in favor of approving 1217, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll be sure to change the verbiage for next time.
Thank you, Ella.
It's just like we still say civil defense for,
So now we're to the Circuit Court and Juvenile Probation.
we have a new employee coming up to,
48.
he retired 3 times already.
Hi,
Hello.
Chris Nichols and Atlee Price. Judge Havens is at a conference in Tennessee, so
All right.
if you don't mind, we will continue with it. We have submitted our budget with absolutely no changes from last year.
Where's my sheet for that?
Missing.
That's my sheet.
Which one are you missing?
The first page is circuit court. Did you get two?
We'll share.
All right.
I'm missing the most.
So while you two are getting lined up,
Yeah. We're just looking at this. Yeah, the total.
so the first one I see, office supplies, spent just under 6,000 in 2025. This year you're in line to spend about 5,000 for the year. You've requested $10,000. Is there any room to drop that down to maybe 6 or 7?
The problem that we have is that we're carrying not only the circuit court, but 2 magistrates court and the youth wellness and the recovery court.
Is that different than it's been done in past years,
No,
or is just the
it's
fact
just
that you're
makes
trying to herd cats?
We're just
towards-
trying to make it so that we can just cover everybody.
I get you.
And we have really watched our expenses. We've been very careful about not overspending and trying to reuse things or, don't buy extra binders, reuse the old ones. I think that we've done a basically good job with that. I hate to cut it down because we may just be right back because we're only really, we're halfway in the year at this point. And so
Fair.
if you figure we've already spent like $5,000 or $6,000, so
According to this, you've only spent 2,500.
let me look. I'm sorry. Yeah, on the one I just ran from today, it was like 3,000. We have unexpended 5396. I mean, I suppose, what do you think? I suppose we could go down like by 2,000. Would that help you
That's every bit helps.
as a compromise?
Drop that to 8.
I'm okay with it. Okay.
We'll just tighten up some more.
Anybody else see anything?
The care inmates. Obviously, that could change in a flick of an eye.
8,000?
But last year you spent 11.9. So far you spent 10.2, which puts you at about, say 25,000.
The problem with that one is besides the actual inmates, we're also having to cover expenses for like guardian ad litems, things that the court becomes responsible to pay for because the people are indigent. And so we can pull from that also to cover those kind of expenses. Last year, we got to the point where there was like no money left in that account. And we're also paying for some facilitation work through that, things that help in the way of inmates, but they're not directly like clothing or shoes and stuff for inmates. We pay that as well, and we're paying it for the whole county.
Right.
Like
Well,
no other court has that in their budget.
kind of to restate what Mr. Kessler said, in 2025, you only spent $12,000 for a $40,000 budget request.
And that's why we were transferring out of that account to different things to make it more accurate.
If you look
of what
down a
we were
couple
spending
lines,
the money for.
Psychological services, interpreter and translator, professional services were all over. So I'm guessing that those were paid for from.
Exactly, that is exactly what happened. And that could happen again. And this way it doesn't, we don't have to keep on coming back. We just transfer and take care of our expenses. I will tell you the interpreter, I kept after them because they didn't look like they were going to offer any grant this year. But what happened is that they came back to us finally and said that they awarded us $15,000, and that's a fiscal year that takes it to the middle of next year.
Okay.
So that will help us, and so we will always spend all of their money if we spend any of taxpayer dollars. So, but we just got that awarded to us, so I just think I submitted the first bill, which was like about $4,000, I think. So that we are doing everything we can do to help cover that. And we're also using the interpreter line that the state provides for when possible. The only thing is when you use that line, you can only use it for certain things because if you're in a major felony, you can't do it during a sentencing. You have to have someone there physically, to do that interpreting. So we have to follow all of the state guidelines. And there's times when people come in and they need interpreters, and we are required by law to provide them. We don't get a choice. So we're doing everything within our power to try to stay within reasonable limits of budget.
Okay.
And the psychological, there's no way of knowing. Like, I've just got a couple bills today. I mean, we're still just kind of in the middle of the year.
Right.
And that's just going to depend on what comes through our court. And we don't really have a whole lot of choice there either.
No, you don't.
Given the unpredictability of some of these items and the fact that you were transferring in order to make it all work out before, I would make a motion to approve the 200s and 300s with the modification to office supplies being brought from $10,000 to $8,000.
Okay. So a motion from Mr. Keel. Do I have a second?
No, second.
Second by Mrs. Heath and Mr. Kessler. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving Circuit Court 148 with the modification to office supplies from $10,000 down to $8,000 signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Nay. All right. So now it brings us to juvenile probation. 154.
Let's see this.
There's only 2 line items in the 2s and 3s. What are your thoughts?
Motion to approve 2s and 3s and 154.
Motion to approve 2s and 3s in 154 by Mr. Kessler.
Second.
Second by Mr. Keel. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Aye. Thank you. That brings us to Michigan City Circuit Court Juvenile at 2511.
Sorry.
So in both these cases, you actually overspent compared to the adopted budget. And I see that you've increased your requested amount. Where were you able to transfer to make these whole?
The Michigan City doesn't have a separate probation, so what account was that?
So this would be 2511-20021 and 2511-30120.
So in the 200.
Can you move the mic closer, Christine?
Can you pull the mic over? Just so
Oh, I'm sorry.
we got it right.
I was hogging.
You're also welcome to take a look at the budget book that's there to see what we're looking at if you'd like.
So the supplies, the 2001, when we went over on that, we would pull from our probation user fee fund.
Okay. And then I'm going to assume that's the same for the other services and charges.
That's correct.
Okay. So you,
Was that able to be done without an additional appropriation? Because it wasn't moving between like 200s to 200s.
I don't see that.
Mr. Auditor?
This is a distinct fund, right?
This is a distinct fund. I would have to check what happened because I don't remember this. I would have to check what happened because I don't remember this.
Okay.
And I'd have to take a moment to look it up.
Okay.
It's a fair question. I just don't have an immediate answer.
There was an additional appropriation that the council approved this year. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that. I'm just processing the thought.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the pleasure of the council for increasing from 500 to 1,000 for both other supplies and other services?
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Mr. Mullenhour.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pressel. Any further discussion? All in favor of approving 2s and 3s for 2511-321, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay. Nay.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with that, we're back on
You
time.
have a cap plan.
Hi, Chris.
See you.
But I don't,
They do have a cap plan.
yeah.
But most of it's out of user fees, so.
Yeah, that's all I usually do. All right, with that, we're moving on to adult probation. Come on up. Come on up. Which number are they?
Done with kids, go to the adults.
How's everybody today?
Wonderful.
Good.
All right, so we look at 147, it's all 100 accounts. So nothing really to approve here at this time. Any questions from the council?
No.
All right, with that, moving on to opioid.
Address that, or?
I did send an email to Mr. Irick asking about the probation officers going up by about $70,000. I saw you sent a reply, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
So the actual difference is 17,000. So I ran a budget list from Lao, and there was an amount reflecting what you were given, the 1,203,005. But this year, what the actual budget was 1,256,638. So when you take that from 27, that's the 17,000. If you want a copy, I got a couple. Oh, darn.
Technically not really going over 100s today anyways.
Yeah,
but,
Just
I
to
saw it,
let
so
you
I
know,
thought
it's
I'd
not
ask.
71 grand, it's 17 and change. And those are due to steps of probation officers.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure. I have two more.
Want me to make copies?
I'm not sharing with Mark.
All right, with that, let's go move on to opioid restricted 1237. A lot of holes. So, although we're not talking 100s, I just want to make sure we understand these gaps. Deputy prosecuting attorney, oh, excuse me, those are 108s. So really,
It's one probation officer.
One officer, Ashley Ortega, who is our intensive case manager probation officer for drug court. She's paid out of the opioid restricted fund, I believe.
I don't see it on here.
this is this probation officer right here. Second line. That makes sense. But it's object 152. All right, well, these are all 100s anyways, so we'll move on. Probation, adult probation settlement fund, user fees, 2102. All right, so we get into 2s and 3s. So you're flat from your request for office supplies of 100,000 from 2026, but you spent 15 so far, and previous year you only spent 45 of the 100,000. Would 50 make you whole?
I don't see why not, but the money just reverts every year, so it's like, you know.
So in similar conversations of even with, they have similar accounts, although you may have been here for the recorders, and recorders is a little bit different yet because they have to do some extra actions with the state. In these cases, it's more along the lines of not over budget and over appropriate to specific amounts for allowing for moves and transfers in the event that there's the oops or what if situation happens, right? Because right now we're in a crunch when it comes to tax-based income to the county.
Aware of that.
But then if we get into situations where, let's just say an untimely, unplanned event comes where adult probation supplement fund would be possible. Is the money available? Well, we've got everything else tied up in budget. What can we pull it from? You know, what unexpended or unbudgeted amount can we pull from? And that's the broad strategy. Doesn't mean that it necessarily fits in every application. And that's why I asked the question instead of telling you this is what we're going to reduce it to.
I don't think it's singling you out or anything, but there's some sentiment that some departments, when they have specialized funds that have really broad spending authorizations, they spend freely there, run out of money, and then be like, oh, well, now we need money from the general fund in order to fund our operations. So it's just.
I don't foresee needing money out of the general fund to supplement our office supplies budget.
Yeah.
But if you would prefer to knock it down to 50 grand, I don't think that's a problem.
Okay.
Just a question, you know what maintenance contracts are?
Maintenance contracts are for, what are we running those?
Excuse me, I just.
Yeah.
You move the mic
Yeah,
over for
Lane took over for Jamie, who retired in March.
Well, welcome.
She's getting her
Thank you.
her sea legs,
Yes.
as it were. So I'm not exactly sure what maintenance contracts, do you know what we spent so far?
What you spent so far is $36.
It's $36.
$36.
And that was from a bill for, I can't even tell you what it was, to be honest, FEI, I think it was, or no, that was the other
Okay.
one. So it was just $36 that was left hanging over that they wanted to get paid so we could cancel that contract.
So yeah, if you want to whittle that down too, yes.
As I was going to ask.
Does FTR come out of that, or does that come out of programs or law books?
We paid that out of technicals.
Might be something.
Oh, technical, okay.
Software.
I think it originally was for copiers, Mark.
That's what I asked, that's what
Yeah.
I thought, so.
So
What about building maintenance and repair? You have nothing in there, just, I don't ask you to reduce it, but what do you guys?
legacy. So
This is just carryover.
There was a time when we had a carpentry program, and we had to maintain the building, as you know, in Michigan City, and supply them. So I think building maintenance might have come out of that. So
That's fair enough.
we don't have a lot of building maintenance bills, so we can access
It's a very
that.
good program, by the way.
Thank you. It was a good program.
You put that gazebo out in Michigan City, I know that.
Does anybody see other spaces where we want to reduce or adjust?
Employee education and training at
Yeah.
80,000. That's a pretty high training budget compared to most departments. Can you elaborate on what that's for?
Sure. Every probation officer has to have at least 12 hours of continuing education every year. Half of it has to be evidence-based programming. We try to get that in-state, but occasionally, for instance, we have 3 staff right now in Nashville attending the All Rise Conference for Problem-Solving Court, Drug Court, and Veterans Court. Highly specialized training and the best in the country. And just registration is like $600 or so bucks. So sometimes, the American Probation and Parole Association, this year's going to be in Chicago, but it's been in Seattle, it's been in New York, it's been all over the place. So transportation getting there and additional expenses. So we kicked it up $5,000 just to give us some wiggle room because we noticed that we were getting close. So
last year you spent $33,540, and your budget was $75,000, like you mentioned. And this year you spent $24,348. So
yeah, we
that's quite a difference.
Yeah.
Could I ask a question out of the box, thinking out of the box? So if you took these three numbers and still keep them in your account, so if you just took the 50,000 plus the 5,000 plus the 2,000.
Yeah.
And you had that building program at one time. Is it feasible to take jailers out to do work for, and to help communities out, and then we could use that to pay for the security guard to be there to watch them? Let's think it out of the box. We tried to come up with this money before from the sheriff's office. I know, Mike, you had some people working for you at the time, but
right.
I just something. I know we sometimes push it a little bit, but you may have to answer today. But if you could look into it,
I would say if those people were doing a split sentence, serving some portion of their sentence in jail before starting probation, where they would ultimately be on probation, that could be considered supplementing probation services.
Because we have something simple as we get bombarded in the wintertime, if some help around here.
Right. Is Jimmy Jackson still doing that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'm throwing some kind of idea if you can, you have to answer right this second, but if you just take those three numbers together, that's 75 grand. That would, you still keep the same amount of money you have, but we utilize it for something that could help our community, help us.
So anything over 10 grand would probably have to be a discussion with the judges.
I understand.
So, but
I didn't mean this second, but I just,
I understand. Yeah.
I need to throw an idea out there.
I'll throw it around the department and see what my management team think about that. And I'll let you know.
Well, I have to talk to the sheriff again too, because he's also he has gotten away from that, so I don't know how willing he wants to go back into it too, but I know.
True.
Mike Monhart you had a program set up.
Right. How about mobile phones too? I see you on 2,000 more there, but you expended last year 3187 and this year so far 3235.
Any thoughts on that?
We have four people on the phone system, our phones, and some of them are going overages, so that it's been going up instead of our normal base. So calculating that if they keep going that way, next year, we're going to have a little bit more money towards that. So I was just trying to play safe, so we're not coming to you guys asking to pay more money at that time.
That's
asking you to appropriate more fees.
Yeah. Well, I guess what we're looking at is, to kind of following what he's saying, as I look at it, it's going to be $6,470 for the year. And now you're asking for 12 grand.
I think IT director has something to say about that.
So we can always get a hold of Verizon. We can always get a hold of Verizon also and change their plan, their rates, to see if that will help. But until we do that, I don't know what the rate will be.
Okay.
Currently, the commissioners, we go on a 400-minute shared, but there's a lot more phones, so we never hit overages.
Yeah.
Where they're a smaller group, they do run into that then.
Understandable.
I'll schedule a meeting with IT.
I would recommend that we hold it at the 10 if that's the case, and
that's fine.
Continue to look at it.
That's fine.
Unless, Mike, you're looking for something more.
No, I guess 10 will be, just keep it as 10.
That's what I'm suggesting, but I'm not the one that's going to make the motion later.
No, I'll leave it at 10, I guess.
If you'd like, you could go to 9, I think. Just being safe.
All right.
I can tell somebody's retiring pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't.
He's like this month.
You've known that for a while, so but don't tell anybody.
I won't.
Okay.
And then drug testing. 2025, you spent $33,000. Last year or this year so far, you're on track to spend about the same.
So, when it comes to drug testing, I like to leave wiggle room in, because right now what we do is we do just a randomized monthly or weekly grab of 10% of people that walk through the door. I would love to enhance that by having baseline tests done on certain populations, for instance, people who are charged with drug offenses or who have had drug history that has caused problems in their lives. Be a little bit more aggressive with those, and the low risk and people that don't have any history of drugs, we would back off. But that's going to cost a bit more, and it might exceed the 60. I mean, I've run different studies that would put us at like 140,000, and I don't want to go there, but I'd like to have that wiggle room to enhance our testing practices.
Given the conversation we had earlier about crime and rates and, figures that some folks were not necessarily agreeing with.
And we're getting a lot of drug cases, methamphetamines, cocaine, coming through the door. So I'm thinking that we need to be a little bit more robust in that area.
Yes, please. Anybody else have any thoughts? Questions, concerns, motions?
Motion to approve 2102 with correction of 2001 to 50,000 and 3109 to 10,000.
Motion by Mr. Kessler, 2 modifications to office supplies and mobile phones.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Heath. Any further discussion?
Didn't we, 30027, didn't we, or something said about 75,000 instead of that 5,000 increase, or maybe I'm mistaken?
Well, the training, the education.
Yeah.
No, There was no mention of a change, otherwise I would have typed it in.
But
I'm open to it.
I'd say, I think it could be even cut more than that, but at least to the 75 that it was without the $5,000 increase.
so I hear,
Add that to my motion.
all right, so the friendly amendment accepted. You're good with it?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All in favor of the modified version of Adult Probation Supplement Fund 2102, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right.
Awesome. Anything else while
I
I'm,
do not think so.
okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll see you in a week, I think.
Yes.
What's the second on
A
that?
week and hours. Yeah.
All right. On to emergency management.
Oh, there's my first page.
Mr. Savy, how are you?
Doing well this afternoon. How's everybody doing? Y'all
Fantastic.
all fared out?
A little cooler than last week.
Yes, it is.
A lot less smoky, too.
Yeah. Well, it maybe a little bit later.
Zero.
Yeah, it all depends on when. All right, so, Mr. Savy, might have something here that's a little bit unpopular.
Yep.
All right, so looking at your budget the other day and having I don't know how somebody can even consider diving deep into Indiana State Code, but I did. It hurt.
Okay.
Maintenance and repairs. You have 24,103 budgeted for this year. You spent about a third of that so far. You've asked for $80,000, and I likely believe that this is for sirens.
Correct. So what I did is I basically just kind of took what I was guessing, because when I put this in, what we were going to get for, I put in for 100 for the special. So I just kind of cut that back to about half and added that into the budget. So that's where that came from.
No, I understand. So, and a few years ago, we were looking deep into all these, and I understand where the costs come from, because we have, World War II era equipment being powered with maybe 2010 technology in some cases.
Correct.
And then hybrids of all such sorts of equipment. But with Rave, they come across, you don't even have to subscribe to any of these anymore. They come across just like the Amber Alerts do, in terms of if you're in a particular area of where the storm's coming through. Is it time that we start looking at a plan with the Department of Homeland Security with phasing out outdoor sirens?
Well, I think we're getting to it would be a different story if our sirens were up to date, which they are not. That's the problem. If they were up to date, it would be easy to maintain them. But like you said, the problem is they're outdated. The technology that's there right now, with ours, I'm saying. So to get them all up to par, per se, I know we looked a couple years ago and we did that survey. We're looking probably $2 to $2.5 million in order to get them all back up to 100%.
But if we start phasing them out, what would the dollar value be?
As far as phasing them out,
phasing them out. It has to be a phased plan, right? It's not a single.
Well, there's some of them right now that aren't working. So, those could be phased out right now. I know it's not a popular thing. We get a lot of complaints on sirens not working. I get them every week. It's not.
Well, and it comes down, in my mind, right? It comes down to community engagement.
Correct.
Public engagement. Let's find out what are we required to do if we're going to phase these out, and do we have case studies or call it case files of peer counties that have done the same thing?
We could find. I know there are counties that have eliminated them. We can get that information and find out how they did it. Like I said, it's not a popular thing. These sirens have been around for a long time. People are used to hearing them. We've been trying to, anytime I have any engagement, I've been sending you copies of a lot of the emails I've been sending out. They are an outdoor warning system, and they are made to be heard outdoors. People think they're they're going to wake them up at night, and that's just not the case.
Well, heck no.
That just a false sense of security. We do have the United Way had put in a grant for us just a week or two ago. They had a $20,000 grant to actually buy the weather radios to help us so we can pass them out. Hopefully we get that grant. We'll get a few hundred of those that we can actually give out to people that, most of the county's not even served by sirens.
No.
You get outside of the cities or towns, there's very few sirens that are out in the county. So, we can phase them out. Like I said, it's not a popular thing to do, but, we're at a tipping point. It's, do we spend a lot of money or go the other way? So
I'd like to see something more of, in the nature of education, then that helps your cause out. Like I said, the fair's available or whatever means that we can go out there or advertising or whatever we have that tells us. I'm in Florida. I get weather alerts from LaPorte County, so it's not like you're not going to get anywhere you.
Right. We did. So since we had our meeting, was a couple weeks ago, we did purchase some signs. We've got banners we put up. We had them out at the fair. We've got some flyers or little cards that we printed up that's got QR code on there. All you got to do is scan your phone. We were passing those out. So we can get out to more events and put that stuff up and try to push it out a little bit more. It is on the county website. There's a link on there. So anytime you go on the EMA, there's a link there so you can sign up for the rave. And it's kind of confusing a little bit because Smart 911 is part of Rave, and that's when you click on the link, it takes you to Smart 911. You can download the app on your phone, and then you put your information in there, what alerts you want to get to. But like you said, if it's an actual tornado warning or something that's major, it's going to come over your phone just like a Amber Alert. You don't have to be signed up to Rave to get it.
Mm-hmm. We got you and I talked. I'm sorry.
But the Rave does do other things besides that. So if there's a snow warning or something that you're going to get that, and you're probably not going to get that on your phone through the weather service. Correct. That'll come through. We have it set up right now with the Rave that anytime that there's a storm watch or a warning, it does go out onto our Facebook page. It goes to the county's Facebook page. And those, automatically, as soon as it goes out, it pops up and it'll send out an email and a text message.
Yeah.
How many are signed up for our Facebook page?
Pardon?
How many are signed up for our Facebook page?
Oh, I'd have to look. Last I looked, it was a couple thousand.
Pretty good number anyway.
So
I talked with you a couple of problems, and I'm not blaming anybody in particular, just that it's an old system, but we take batteries and we were putting them in a cold environment and then, of course, blowing them up.
Right.
We need to consider like not doing the test in February, the coldest month of the year, and just skip February and say we're skipping February and go to March or whatever, because we know what the weather's is havoc more to the system than.
Some of the sirens, they do have they have like a pad heater in them that goes around the batteries. Agreed. Not all of them. There's just a few of them do, but
agreed. But that is a problem, and those are the ones that we actually seen that blew up that day. So those are issues that hopefully we're.
Yeah, and those. When you replace a set of batteries, you're talking, $500-600.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, I know one of the sirens that we did, we put the batteries in last fall, and a couple of them were blown up in the spring. So, I mean, they literally explode.
Yeah.
So
we need more of a like preventive maintenance type thing when it comes to, especially like I said, February being by general numbers is the coldest month. We probably should not run those sirens.
Right.
Whether the gears for the revolving part of it, whatever it is, batteries.
Right. I mean, the batteries seems to be the biggest issue on those. Is they, when they're really cold and you put that much strain on them, apparently it blows them up.
So is this tower part of the other part of your expense?
The towers are the 800 megahertz towers for our first responders. So what that pays for is there's backup generators out there that pays for the propane, pays for the electric bill. So those are
so why to go from 16
and the maintenance on them. So we have them serviced once a year. The backup generators.
But 16,000 you spent half, but you're going to ask for 20,000.
Yeah. Well, what happened this year? Well, we all know what NIPSCO did. So it was before the cost was about the same on the one tower we have is in I&M, one's in NIPSCO. The I&M's stayed pretty much the same. It's about $200-300 a month, maybe a little bit more. NIPSCO was about the same. Now they're almost double on the same. It's the same tower, same equipment. So it's just kind of gone up. And then we've had a couple of, when they do the maintenance, like we just had this spring, the one out at Rolling Prairie had I forget what it was. The alternator went out, so we had to replace the alternator on that. So it's about $1,000 a piece to have the maintenance done, and then when they find something wrong, then it's more money to actually have it fixed. So we had to take a generator out there, and so they had a backup generator just in case, because it was going to take a while to get the parts for it. So,
But I see in your numbers, it doesn't add up to that right now, so.
So I guess where I started this
Is that right?
conversation.
Is that right? The 8,000?
Pardon? Oh, the 80,000?
8,000. The tower expenses, $8,072 so far for a $16,000 budget.
So he's on track to be a little over.
Yeah, there was
20,000.
I'm not sure if in what you have right in front of you, it shows I've got.
Look right there next to you. If you're on your jump to the 153 tab.
Last line. Last line. Or 1111. One.
I don't have it right in front of me, but I know I've got, I believe 2 outstanding bills for like $980 for the maintenance on the 2 towers. So that would, if you add that in, maybe about $2,000 more on that.
So
and then that would be what's left would be for the rest of the year, for, monthly. So you're looking at probably
18,000.
about almost $1,000. So we've got how many 5 months left? So you're looking at about another $5,000 there.
So you're
so
saying
we're getting close.
Saying NIPSCO increased your amount of cost for rental? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's just for the for the power to run the towers out there. I mean, it's almost doubled from what I&M is.
Okay.
I mean, it was about the same, and then it's just gone up.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So back to my original line of questioning. I get where we're going to have to go somewhere to try to bring the system as whole as we can. But before coming to us with any kind of additional appropriation in the 7-figure range for bringing it all to date, let's first take a look at a phased plan. Education, what do we have to do with the Homeland Security? Is it National Weather Service, weather radios, what is it that we have to do to be considerate of the public and legally obligated to do for phasing out sirens, is my suggestion.
Okay.
Also, at a previous meeting, I had pointed out that there's no information on our county website encouraging people to, at least not on the EMA page, encouraging people to look into weather radios, or mentioning that some of our sirens are inoperable and they shouldn't be relied upon as the primary means of being warned about tornadoes or other serious weather events. I'd encourage you to get that updated on the website so that people know, and we've made an effort to communicate to them that they shouldn't rely on the tornado sirens.
And I'm looking at the same thing on the Facebook page for social media. There's a lot of weather alerts there and other things, but nothing about signing up for rave.
Okay. It should have been on there, but I know we put it on there several times, but
it could be worthwhile, setting some internal goals of like where you want to try and be, and then thinking about strategies to get there, looking at free media that you might be able to tap into as well.
So the link to sign up for rave is at the bottom of our county webpage on the main page. If you guys are wanting it, somewhere besides just EMA, we can put it on the little ditty bar up top, the scrolly bar. Somebody's trying to call in, it looks like.
We're all here.
I think as much as I appreciate those things, I think those are things that can be handled outside of here. I know that there's also the link for rave on the Facebook page at the very top, but that's the only place it's mentioned. Yeah.
Facebook, I don't do.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right in front of me.
So I'm guess I'm not, you say
There's a link that's there, but it's
Okay.
not anywhere else as you scroll through. So as you scroll up to look through different posts that you have, you're not going to see it. You're also not going to see it on someone's feed necessarily if they're just seeing your alerts or your posts.
Okay.
They're not going to see anything about rave unless they go specifically to your page.
Some of these posts also you could be making, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch. Sign up for rave alerts. So that way you're
those
notified.
actually go out automatically. We don't have no control over, that comes from the National Weather Service. In order to do that, we'd
post then.
We'd have to actually get on there, and then every time it come out and.
And there are different things you can do to schedule those posts ahead. I'm happy to come out and meet with you and show you how to do
Because
that.
I'm not Facebook savvy, so sorry. I know
people
Cody does a little bit more, but.
We have people who know how to do that.
Good.
So.
That'd be great. Actually, the more that we can, get out there is the better. And it's actually, to your point, it is safer for, to have a weather radio than to rely on the sirens anyway. They are mechanical. They don't always work. Even on a good day, there's you still have that problem that could exist that, they might not work on that particular day. It's, that's how we find out if they're not working a lot of times is, a storm comes through and the sirens go off, and then somebody will call and say, hey, our siren didn't go off for the storm. But so the way we do have it set up right now, though, is if the National Weather Service puts out a tornado warning, if it actually, the geofence that they put out hits one of our sirens, or it'll set them all off. It's supposed to automatically set them all off. So, and I know the last storm we had, the sirens went off, and then 911 manually set them off. Then the next warning they put out, they went off, and then 911 put it out again. So, and then just on your point, there is no all clear. So if the siren goes off twice, that doesn't mean that it's all clear.
Yeah, for sure.
There were some rumors floating around about that a little bit ago, or a while back, that if the siren went off the second time, that means it's all clear. So that means that something's coming again.
Have you utilized the radio?
Pardon?
Have you utilized the radio stations at all the LaPorte and 2 in Michigan City?
That comes through the National Weather Service.
No, I didn't mean that part. I'm sorry. They love to have people come on.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
sign you up for an interview.
Right, exactly. Actually, I was talking to Mike Killams. I guess he's doing sound off now out at the fair, so he's going to schedule me coming up here as soon as he gets an opening.
Frederick, he likes to.
Yeah.
He loves to talk.
Yeah, I've been over there a couple times talking to him. Yeah,
doesn't like to talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the 200s and 300s with modifications to maintenance and repairs being set at 25,000, and with all other things as were presented. And I would put forth a suggestion, if there's interest, to maybe start a $2,000 fund for weather radios for individuals who are particularly in situations that would not hear sirens or had a siren previously and don't have one now, and maybe they're elderly, and allow Mr. Saby the discretion of giving out a small number of weather radios to individuals that would maybe benefit from that. So that way we're doing something for people who are particularly impacted by this phasing out of sirens. Is that?
Do you want to make it something to where we can do some advertising with it as well? So you can go on social media and get word out better?
Yeah. How about, what do you think for a budget for some advertising to try and get the word out? 2,000?
Double that.
2,000,
2 and 2.
4,000.
2 and 2? Okay, 2,000 for advertising for awareness for rave, and 2,000 for a small pilot for weather radios to individuals that are particularly.
So is it going to be like separate line items?
Yeah, they would be added in.
So what I suggest, to give the auditor's office some time to work on this, just take some basic notes for this, but then find an appropriate account.
Said advertising was one, the one before was.
Weather radios.
Can we call that supplies? Like
There you go.
others?
There you go.
Sure. Yeah, add 2,000 to other supplies.
If you may allow me.
Let me get a second first on his motion.
Second.
And then we'll go.
Second.
Second. Good. Discussion. Go.
So there was recently a situation.
Microphone.
Sorry, there was recently a situation where there was a chase for chasing someone down, and there was a request for food, and the proper protocol for that was to come out of the sheriff's office because they were conducting the chase. But it made me think that when we're at the fairgrounds, you supply water. I don't see something in your budget unless you do pay it out of supplies.
We get a lot of our water donated.
Okay.
So
I wasn't sure if there was something that you needed on that, and it was just something that came up, and
Well, I'd like to expand on that a little bit, and I apologize to Mike. He got caught in the middle a little bit. So with the chase that happened where the state officer got shot here a week and a half ago, we got called right away, right after the shooting, as far as for support from our department. So the state police requested the command truck over in Michigan City at the gas station. So that's housed over in Porter County at Porter County EMA. They called me right away and let me know that it was requested, to come in our county. So we met them down there to help support and set it up. When we got down there, this was still a dynamic situation. At that time, they hadn't found the perpetrator. It was still going on. It was that's the first time I've ever been in a situation like that, but it was happening so fast, and then they had them surrounded down on Joliet Road, so they called and they wanted us to bring our cooling trailer down there. They had about 100, 150 officers down there. And then on the way, I got a phone call saying, is there any way we can get some food? We've got these guys down there. They've been down there for, 4 hours or whatever it was, 4.5, 5 hours. Normally I would always call Red Cross. I never had a problem. I'd give them a call. I had, phone numbers for them directly. They always helped out. They would, I always knew it was going to take an hour or two to get the food there, especially when, somebody's got to make it and everything, get it down there. I kind of got back and forth on that. They've changed hands, so I didn't really, the people that I always talk to, they weren't there anymore, so the person I was talking to couldn't really help me. So I got down there, I was kind of under the gun. I had to run out to the fair. We already had our trailer set up out there. They had to pull it out and get it out for us. They were going to give us, actually they were going to give me an escort to get it down there because they wanted it down there that quick. I got it down there. Then I was on the phone with Diane. She was in the auditor's office. We were trying to figure out where we were going to get money for food. At that time, I'd already been on the phone for probably a half hour, 45 minutes trying to work this out. So I called Steve Hollifield to say, hey, I thought maybe there was some kind of a fund, emergency fund for something like this. I think in the long run, we probably could have went through the sheriff's department would have paid for it or whatever. But just I'm trying to do something on my end, not having contact with him. He's busy. So in the meantime, Chief Swistek from Long Beach kind of was the liaison. So he told the sheriff that he would take over on that part, work something out. We did take water down to them. They did request water, so we'd already taken several cases of water down there. Anyway, long story short, we were trying to figure out how we were going to pay for this food and where we're going to get it. And that's when the perpetrator was found deceased, and within about 15, 20 minutes, about 95% of all the officers left. So we didn't have to worry about it. But I ended up staying down there with the trailer. They wanted it down there until they got the scene taken care of and everything. We didn't get any food, but we did have water and the trailer down there for them.
So is the ask to add something?
Well, that was a question. I don't know if I need something. What always happened before was, before I got here, the United Way had they gave the EMA director a $2,000 card. It was basically a credit card, and he had discretion, to use it for something like this, get water, get food, if somebody, I think they used it for hotel rooms several times, but anyway, when it got down to a certain point, they would just refill it. Well, the United Way, I guess, was low on funds. They quit. They pulled the card and they said, well, we just can't fund it anymore. So, so that's where that went to. And like I said, I never had a problem when we had the fire. down the street here at the factory. Red Cross came out, no problem. We had plenty of food out last year, but anyway, I don't know if we need as far as EMA needs a discretionary account like that, or maybe the commissioners, or I don't know. I mean, who needs control of it? I mean, if I need to call him, or if I can just, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but.
What's your recommendation?
If the sheriff's in charge, we just got to get a hold of him. It's his call.
Yeah.
And, that was the problem, is nobody understood that. I actually got a hold of Al Ott. Well, I couldn't reach the sheriff, even though I tried. Obviously busy. Last thing he wants to do is take a call from an auditor asking us a question like this. He doesn't know what it was. I wasn't going to text him because obviously I thought he was a little busy, but I figured I'd try maybe a quick pickup on the call. And Al Ott was driving in Kentucky at the time and told me that the protocol is that they have the funds. Now the question is, would we allow him, because our rules about spending money on food, so I wanted to make sure if you wanted to do something, I don't know what to say, if you want to fund $1,000 or not.
I think
I
think it's an emergency situation.
Yeah, you know what?
I think
Let's be
weird.
smarter than the paper we've got to fill out.
Maybe we get another relationship over at Red Cross.
I mean, maybe the sheriff has funds, but what happens if it's something else? I mean, it's another department that doesn't have the funds. I don't know. I mean,
Let me get with the attorney. We'll figure something out. Where it might just be as simple as a commissioner signature. It could be as simple as a commissioner and a council president signature. It could be something simple, because I don't want these situations to be the norm.
Right.
Where we have to create things around chasing somebody down Wozniak Road because we're just not even going to go there.
Right.
So, but we do need to give ourselves protocol for flexibility on those sorts of things. And
well, I mean, I know the sheriff probably, if we could have got the money, he would have paid for it. It was not a problem. But I mean, when everything's happening so fast, it's like, it's going to take an hour or two to get food there. I mean, these guys are suffering, and you're doing the best you can. So
part of it would be what you already said. I mean, you're just going to need a refresh of. I know you have community meetings with these people, and say, "Hey, what do we do if we have this?" and see what they're willing to do. Because I think names have changed, and you kind of
right. Yeah, I mean, I know we went through the process. I mean, we had to get fill out all kinds of paperwork and everything, so they could give us this card, and then we never got the card, and then they finally called and says, well, they don't have the funding anymore.
Mr. Chairman?
Let's figure it out. Yes.
Can you one more time just repeat what you want us to create accounts for? I know you have 301. There is an advertising account, 30138. That's advertising.
And the other was other supplies, which I thought was 20021. Could be wrong.
But what are the other supplies for?
That was for a weather radio pilot.
Weather radios.
Yeah, they were the weather radios.
The NOAA.
The radios.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I have a motion by Mr. Keel, second by Mr. Pressel. We have the account numbers clear. Any further discussion from the council?
No.
All in favor of approving EMA 153 with modifications to maintenance repairs and the addition of the two accounts with funding at $2,000 apiece, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
With that,
Public defender is here.
yeah, but we're a little bit behind for clerk, so we'll go to clerk, public defender,
And charity.
and charity.
Do you hold it?
All right.
There she is.
So why don't we start with the clerk of the 32nd District Court?
32nd Judicial Circuit.
Is it Judicial Circuit? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's 91. There's 91 judicial circuits in Indiana.
Which is weird with 92 counts.
91.
Who's piggybacking?
It's some really small southern Indiana county.
Right.
County probably.
Right.
Or something like that.
Good afternoon.
Mike.
I've been waiting for this all day.
Oh,
Excited?
excited.
Thank you.
All right. So, talking twos and threes. Bless you. Maintenance contracts. You got $1,000 in there. You didn't spend any this year. Do we know what contract that's for?
For a microfilm reader.
Yep.
Okay.
The bill comes in the fall.
Is the mic on?
It is.
For the microfilm reader, the bill comes in the fall.
Perfect. That's election board. Almost 800,000. I know we're not doing it a lot with 100, with 100 accounts, but I guess I'm shocked every year. $794,000 for clerks. How many clerks do you have?
Right now, I'm down a couple. I think we have roughly 30.
Microphone.
Sorry. We have
11 in LaPorte.
11 in LaPorte and 12 in Michigan City.
Okay.
But I think we should note that when I took office, I reduced our bookkeepers by 2. And we have reduced our full-time deputy clerks by 2 as well.
Okay.
When it comes to election workers, I've reduced that by 290 twice a year.
We'll get to that. Right now, we're sticking with the clerk's office. So, I'm looking for any thoughts from anybody on the 2s and 3s for the clerk's office, but I don't see any.
Office supplies, you were at 13,000 expended in '25, and you're at 5189 this year. Do you anticipate needing the whole 14,000?
It's quite possible.
Do you have a lot of expenses that come up in that second half of the year from that?
I mean, we're constantly providing and replenishing and, yeah, everything from pens to anything, chairs, that comes out of there. Yeah,
Okay.
and we're talking about 4 offices, so.
Motion to approve 2s and 3s and 101.
Second. Motion to approve 2s and 3s and 101 from Mr. Kessler, second by Mr. Keel. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Now you can start talking election workers for a minute. Well, not yet. We're going to talk about 2s and 3s.
Okay.
So, employee education and training. I see registration election conference. Is this for the voter registration office?
No, well, it is. We took them under our wing last year because they do not have a county credit card. So we actually will handle, this is the first year we've done it this way. We're going to handle all of the expenses for the county election board, our office election deputies, and voters registration. So we handle the hotel rooms for everybody and the registration fees.
Okay, and that's later in the year.
Yeah, that's in December.
Okay.
We had it separated before, but what would happen was everyone had to use their own debit card, credit card, and then it took them forever to be reimbursed, and there were issues with taxes because of the name on the card, and it was just
No, I understand.
not worth it.
Got it. Janitor service. I seem to remember this had to do with cleaning up at some of the polling locations, the vote centers.
Yeah, we have to pay for that.
All right. So do we not have any for the primary election?
Yeah.
You get 0 expended so far.
There should have been.
Okay. It shows $0 here. It's if you go to the 101 tab and go to the second page, you're at the very front. Keep going. Keep going.
Really front.
All the way.
Oh, all the way.
Yep. So now you'll have the schedule, and then right after that is your tab.
101 in the second.
You don't
Election
see
board
one
second.
for,
Unless I put it together.
Now jump to the next page. Clerk's office. That should be election board at the header.
mm-hmm,
Okay.
yeah,
I mean, we'll have to go back and look.
All right.
yeah. But we do pay them.
Okay. Roughly how much for the primary?
Depends on the location.
Okay.
They're not all the same.
Fair. Publishing, you've spent $656 of $5,000. So, yeah,
Not all of the invoices had been paid out when we prepared this, so, but that's typical. I'm required by statute to publish
okay.
multiple things.
The maintenance contracts make sense to me. Printing, you're at 36,000 to a 50,000 budget. You looking to stay under?
Trying.
Okay.
But I do have a solution, and I'll come to a meeting and discuss that. When it comes to printing ballots, we are spending a ton of money. I am required to have a ballot at every vote center. The ballot is thicker than this. I mean, the ballot is huge because you have to have every precinct's ballot on it. So it's all combined, and what did we spend printing that?
Over $3,000.
How much?
Over $3,000.
So I'm gonna come to you, I wanna buy refurbished iPads or tablets that we can put this on and they can scroll and find it, and then we can reuse them each time, rather than, we're literally throwing this money away.
We might even have some of that right now because we have ones that you don't need to have a Windows 12 for.
No.
You just
And
need something to do visual.
Correct. And once, I mean, we don't
throw a lot
have to
of
connect
stuff
it to the
away.
Wi-Fi. We don't have to do anything. We just need to be able to pull it up and scroll.
Now, here's the interesting question. Did anybody do anything with those paper ballots that were present? Is there any instance that you know of that folks have flipped through it?
Yeah, they can flip through them to see who's on their ballot. And in the primary, you're making sure you're pulling the proper party's ballot, things like that. But it is a requirement.
You also have to use it when you vote provisionally.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Would those also meet ADA requirements, though? Because you're going to have some people who might be visually impaired that might not be able to
Yes.
see on a computer or an iPad screen
Yes, then we
necessarily.
can blow it up for them. We can
Okay.
adjust the size, which I really like. We can't do that with paper.
Mhm.
So yeah. I think two or three counties are doing that right now. They're using the iPads just to save money because
If you get with Darlene, she can see if you get started on the program, because we toss a lot of these away because they don't, security-wise, we don't want to hook them up to internet, but you don't need to have hooked up to internet.
that's a great idea.
Okay.
And eventually we'll have to upgrade the iPads that we use for elections, so that would be a great use for them, so that,
There we go.
again, it's just, we're saving that money, because $3,000 that you're literally going to throw away.
Like I
I
said,
struggle with that.
we're literally throwing these other ones away because we can't use them because of security reasons, but.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's a great way to save money and use the resources.
Motion to approve 2s and 3s on 131.
Motion to approve 2s and 3s on 131. Do I have a second?
Second with a discussion.
Go.
Did you submit a capital assets plan as part of your budget?
Did we? Yeah.
Could you forward me a copy, please? Because we don't have one with us.
Send it to all of us, please.
Also, I'm guessing in that plan is something about voting equipment. Any updates on that you want to share?
We did not put that in the plan because number one, I don't know when they're being purchased. The price is changing. I did send, I think Adam and Brett, I think I sent the two of you,
Okay.
the estimate that I got last month. And right now, we're
The rest of
looking
us are
at
chopping
$899,442.11.
So they start from the beginning. How much?
899.
That's why I didn't.
900.
900 grand.
900 grand, that's all you got.
$900,000 is what we're looking at, and the price is going to go up.
And the printers are an additional $30,000.
Yes,
That's like exactly the number to put in your cap plan.
but it could have changed by today.
That's
Well, we
fine.
understand.
It's a
Now
starting
they're
point.
saying, yeah,
Because-
right now, they're saying that this number is good for 60 days. And then,
It's fine. It's a starting point. The cap plans aren't meant to bind you to it. It's more of so that we have a kind of an awareness of big expenses that are coming down the pipeline.
How do we get the money out of there once you guys see it? Like, we did one for last year, but we didn't see any money for the chairs or anything like that we had on there.
It's a new thing. We're still working into it.
Still working it.
The intent is by the time we fully bless this budget. If we've got the opportunity to fit it into, let's say, a general fund or something that is a tax-based fund, we do so.
Right.
Or we're aware we're going to see the two of you in January saying, all right, here's our best and final.
I've been talking about this for 6 years.
No, I understand that, right?
But I will say last year when we had our budget hearings, we came and said, okay, we know we're going to have to do this next year. So we tried to put that in. And you guys were like, nope, just come back and ask for more money.
In those cases, right?
So
We got about 5 cap plans as part of our budget books, and so on some of those, when we saw that there was something in there that was, Parks Department was one where we were looking at it and asked him to come back with some more precise numbers, and we're gonna probably fund it later on. So not everything in people's cap plans will get funded, but at least it gives us awareness of what to expect.
yeah, we'll be happy to send this to resend that. But yeah, these panels they're not going to be optional.
Nope, I understand.
So are there grants that you can apply for upgrading those machines? There's
Haven't seen
nothing, there's
anything yet. And I'm watching.
the Help America Vote Act, which is
I
election
haven't seen
security
anything
grant.
that it's going to change or help to subsidize those voting panels.
And I don't think it'll be that substantial, but it's something to look at. Both, looks like the state and federal. And then maybe election security grants through the Indiana Secretary of State's office.
I've applied for, well, I always apply for their grants.
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you.
Is there a life expectancy on stuff you're ordering?
On what?
Stuff that you're ordering or going to order?
The
Is there a-
voting panels?
Yes, is there a life expectancy on that?
I will know that when we get closer. I think the panels that we have now, we've had for 16, 18 years.
Okay, so it's not something that they're going to replace in 5 years or 4 years?
No. But what's happening at this point is that they're so old, and when they go down, if something goes wrong with them, they can't order parts. So now they're having to take the machines that we're not using to repair the machines that we are, and it's gonna put us in a pickle.
Mark, this is the equivalent to, from your former life, my current life, is when you're having to buy parts from eBay. I've done it. I had to do something. I know you did.
Buying parts from other counties or.
All right, so I have a motion and a second. We've discussed at length. Does anybody have anything else? All in favor of approving the 2s and 3s for Election Board 131 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
All right, so I have one last question for you regarding 100 accounts. Although it's not something that we're up for a lot of discussion, just more maybe go back and for us to be educated or for maybe for you to refine it. 2027 is, if anything, a municipal election, isn't it?
Yes. So during a municipal election, the cities and towns that have elections that year, they have to reimburse us for those.
Okay, that's good.
It's great. My very first election, I did not know that. My first municipal, and so I hate to say we weren't paid back, but we weren't paid back because I didn't know. So live and learn, and now we get our money back. So sorry, guys.
I guess what I'm going to is I see the same amount for the 2026 being asked for in 2027, but I don't anticipate that you're going to need all, 38 vote centers?
No, we won't.
So it's going to be some number less than that you're going to
It is,
request?
but to try to pinpoint that would be, I wouldn't even try to take a stab at that. I would look at this as a great way to stash a little money back for 2028 because I don't know what's going to be spent.
Okay.
It's hard enough to try to figure out how many vote centers you need, and I mean, to try to estimate the cost.
All right.
But either way, you're getting whatever is spent right back on top of whatever wasn't spent.
No, I understand. It just comes down to, when it comes down to calculating what we need for a levy,
Yeah.
because this is general fund, so.
It's also probably highly dependent on whether or not each municipality has an election.
Has an
If there
election.
isn't one in Wanata, then there wouldn't be a polling location in Wanata, most likely.
Correct.
All right, that's all I had.
Okay.
Anybody else? You're good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Public defender, then highway.
180.
Thank you.
What is it?
180.
Thank you for coming early and moving up to today.
Yeah, you're gonna need the mic.
The mic.
Sorry. Thank you for having me early.
So we have 2 pages, 5 items total. So public defender 180, we have litigation expenses, which is flat from the request last year and your request in 2025. And then professional services, which looks to be up a little bit. So what's coming out of the professional services?
That is simply the contracts for each individual attorney.
Okay. And that number is increased based off of, I'm assuming, some calculation from your 2026 number?
Yes, it is my hope to give a small increase to each of the contract attorneys. There will be a couple that would be exempted out, but it would be approximately a $2,000 increase.
Okay. So this is a monthly salary or based upon a linear salary throughout?
Yes, each contract is delineated as to what the amount is, and then, of course, that's paid monthly.
Okay.
Am I correct in remembering that last year you did not seek an increase to your line item for professional services?
I did not. 2 years ago, there was an increase that was provided by the council that we were incredibly grateful for. I understand the position of the county and, of course, funding, so I did not make an increase last year. And the only other thing that I would remind the council is particularly as it relates to both litigation expenses and professional services, those all qualify for the 40% reimbursement. So provided that I do my job and we follow the rules as outlined by downstate, then 40% of that will in fact come back to the county. So it's not quite as big as it seems. So the approximately $48,000 that I'm asking for will ultimately, there would be a cost of just under $29,000 to the actual county.
Okay.
How much do you have in the public defender fund right now?
In the supplemental fund?
Yeah.
You know what, I do not have that number.
Okay.
I simply know what expenditures occur.
Sure, I know. Thank you.
So with that, what are your thoughts on public defender 180, folks?
Motion to approve the 300s is presented.
Motion approved by Mr. Keel, second by Mr. Mullenhour. Any further discussions? All in favor of approving 300 accounts out of Public Defender 180, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, there's that one. Now to the Public Defender Supplement 1200. Claims is 0, other service charges 75,000 as compared to last year. Any reason why there's none expended so far?
So far this year, I thought that, there's definitely been expenditures. And I'm sorry, I read that wrong.
There is 34,000 listed under professional services. Is that transfer?
Yeah, I believe that is the appropriate amount that's been spent.
Okay, so it's a transfer out of
120 to 135.
Just on a different line, that's all. It's not a.
Yep.
Okay.
So does it make sense for us, and I'm looking more to the auditor's office, for us to fund professional services, or does it make sense to keep it in other services and charges?
Not to speak for the auditor, but it might make sense just because it can be used for things other than just professional services, right?
Yes.
The supplemental fund?
Yeah.
Yes, but it's very rigid as to
Yeah.
what it can be used for.
It's already got it.
You took the words out of my mouth. It gives you more flexibility.
All right.
It's just the name, just the name.
So we have $250,000 in the fund.
Okay.
I know it's selective, but we have $250,000 in the fund.
All right. Is that a motion?
Yes, it is actually.
All right, so motion to approve 2s and 3s by Mr. Yagowski, second by Mr. Kessler. Any discussion?
Is it gonna be
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
Before you leave.
Thank you very much.
Before you leave, can you please make sure that we get all the 26 contracts? I know that you may have sent I know I had all the 25s. I'm not sure if I got some of the new people that got added on recently.
In the last couple,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so if we could just do that, because we're required to post them.
Okay, and I'll have to go back to my office.
I don't need it this second.
Okay.
We're here another day playing
A little
this tune.
preoccupied.
I will make sure I
Thank
get
you
one
very
today.
much.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Wait, $2,000, what you want to take off for salaries? $2,000, how many people were there included?
Probably 12, because she said 24.
Can we take that, at least take the 24,000 out of $200,000?
I think it's pretty restrictive. I don't think you can use it for the regular.
You were bored today, right?
Like she knows she's trying to use it, but it's pretty restrictive.
We actually did with the pounds, we took too much of it out, just because it used to be. There is ways.
All right.
Call and check with her.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. Getting close to the end of a very long day. Well, not really, but it's close to the end, but just not very long. All right. Let's start with Cume Bridge, 1135. Looks like you were asking for exactly what you asked for last year.
Yeah, there's no changes except for the bridge projects. We encumber that money because that money was already approved. And then the other ones are just, excuse me, accounts that we use every year. So those are the ones that have the budget in them.
Yep.
So on a Cume Bridge fund, how many employees come out of that one?
How many employees? 4.
Are they?
Your bridge tenders?
One supervisor and 3, or the 4 bridge tenders?
The four bridge, they work on the bridge crew, the bridge tenders, and the bridge foreman come out of Major Bridge.
Major, that's what I thought, Major Bridge, right?
So
They only get paid half, like 11 pays out of 1 pay, and then during the winter, they go back to MVH.
Right.
So I'm gonna lean to my 2 liaisons a little bit. Anything really raises any concern? Because this county highway is a different
read.
Yes.
No general fund.
Correct. Correct.
No, but she's got some really good plans for the vehicles purchases and stuff, so you had a great plan that we're trying to get above
Right.
where we were.
Yeah.
That, and I also know that right now, we may be halfway through the year, but we're not halfway through your season. We're basically into your season right
Right.
now for construction. So that's why I'm looking at others that may be closer to it. So does anybody have any cause for concern for 2s and 3s out of Cumulative Bridge? So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion
All right.
to accept 2s and 3s.
Motion to accept 2s and 3s by Mrs. Heath, and I see that as a second by Mr. Molnar?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Local road and streets, 1169.
That's 3 in a row.
I know. All right. LRS. These are all 2s and 3s. You are flat for where you were last year. Anything you want to highlight?
Nope. We moved the gas and fuel, the fuel to this account last year, and it's working out great. So now that we have our MVH restricted and LRS money cut from the fuel, I've been watching this like a hawk. So we just got our first receipts in for this last year since we had the gas tax was stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 40%, 45% different than we got last month. So that's going to be 3 or 4 months maybe coming in like that, right, Mike? But they're supposed to reimburse us.
The first reimbursement is supposed to happen at the end of this month, but they're meeting tomorrow to decide the details.
Okay.
That's all I know.
So anyway, I've been watching every penny.
Okay. Has there been any indication that, I'm sorry, Mr. Guzzi, has there been any indication that there is other actions that the state's going to take that could affect anything that we're budgeting today? Anybody heard anything from state level for funding when it comes to LRS and whatnot, for when it comes to gas tax funded?
I just heard that they're going to reimburse us.
All right.
And it's only limited to the 4 months, that they can only do 4 months.
Okay. Originally, I only thought it was 2, so surprised to see it go forward.
They found a loophole in there.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
But I am keeping an eye on it, so.
I bet you are. Mr. Yagowski.
So, this is not a criticism whatsoever, but that 50,000 for road painting, road striping and painting has been 50,000 for 20 years that I know.
Well, you just increased it. Was it 2 years ago, I think?
3 years ago.
But on top of that 50, I budget in out of my and MVH restricted another additional 75,000. So we spend over 100,000 every year on lawn striping.
I don't disagree, but there's been so many roads that really need to be caught back up on that.
And we're just straightening, like, we get a lot of people to request a fog line also, but center lawns and stop bars are basically
No, I get it.
as much as we can get striped, so.
I totally get that
Yeah.
part, but if you, as I know, you go around the county, there's just numerous roads that just really are desperate for repair.
Right.
I mean, we're gonna take a busy intersection, I'll just use it on Johnson Road 400. You can't even see the lines. People are just going in both lanes. It's just unsafe for those type of things.
So-
We can't wait till the end of the year. I'm just mentioning though.
The paint doesn't hold up well. Like 1 year, you can tell that it's already fading off. The epoxy's like
That's what I was
30% more than what the paint is.
And I use it. It's a heating method. It heats it up, and you put crystal glass inside of it to help shine. But that would only be selective roads. I'm just saying that we have a problem we know we got to look at. So I'm just saying that maybe we got to consider the selective roads or try some.
We did on 500 West, the epoxy, last year.
And how's it look?
It still looks good.
And I think then, some of the major ones that I'm worried about that go.
Johnson's going to have that for this community
I
crossings
know that one,
project.
right,
Yeah.
right. But, and the second one is brimming on the side of the road because we build up, and it's been one of my number one complaints from the county people. There's machines that have the ability to recycle, go through that and level it back down again, because the snow just pushes it off to the side and it just becomes another safety concern. Have we seen any machines, because you go to these conferences all the time? Because I know I've seen people send me pictures all the time of this stuff.
For the berming, so where it picks up the dirt and throws it in the truck, so we don't have to have the grader and
Yeah.
stuff out there. I have looked into those. There's really not that many people that sell them around here. I found them online, trying to get a vendor, like a demo for one, but that was just here earlier this year when we started looking into that. So that is on my radar to
Okay.
try to get something like that.
Look, somebody's got to complain about something, so
Right.
those are the two major
Yeah.
ones, but I just thank you very much.
If your LRS would support it, would you be interested in bumping up the line striping by $10,000 to try and focus on?
Well, I would rather not increase anything in MVH or LRS.
Are they pretty much tight?
Well, that's the ones we're watching the money on.
She already
So-
bumps this up to 100,000 anyway, so I don't disagree. I don't think you can. But
bumped it up for 100 for what?
She's putting down 50, but with her other funds, she's spending 100.
Okay, it's in multiple places.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
If anybody else doesn't disagree, I'm just throwing something out there.
Go.
Other question on gas, fuel, and oil. Do we have any sort of contracts or like insurance policy for when we have large gas spikes like this? It's a bit late now, but I know you can.
Well, we bid it out, but it's usually, the way we bid it, you just call different places for the lowest price.
Mm-hmm.
And then whoever can supply you when you on demand. Usually it's Triple J-Mar. We didn't have anything for this fuel hike. I mean, we just have to roll with it. So
Gotcha. Could be something to look into at some point. There's insurance products that help keep it from.
So
over a
the
certain
Indiana Bond Bank has a system like that, but it's still a gamble. What you're doing is you're betting on futures.
Yep.
I think you understand that probably the best out of all of us.
Yeah.
All right. So local road and streets. What's your pleasure?
Motion approved 1169, 2s and 3s.
Motion to approve 1169, 2s and 3s from Mr. Kessler, second by Mrs. Heath. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Major bridge.
All 4.
All 100. No, sorry. One.
So
there's one, and that's, a lot of this is for the Franklin Street Bridge. And I've been paying for the last work out of Cume Bridge, Lit, and Major Bridge, wherever I can find the funds for that $3 million from last year. And I think the final phase is coming up this winter, and it's going to be another $3 to $5 million. So budgeted wise, we're going to have an additional appropriation for that
I'm gonna make this
from somewhere. But supposedly that's the final phase.
We should see the paperwork.
All right. So remind me, so Major Bridge, if I recall, there's only 2 major bridges.
There's
It's called-
6 major
There's 6 major bridges. Okay. But most of this goes to
Most of this
the
is
historic
to the
bridge.
money pit.
Problem child.
All right.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount. And by the way, we're only signing off the last of this contract. There still will be the next contract for 4 more years of still millions of dollars. We're not done. You know, need some help with legislation wise. We need to get something going here, all of us, not just, just a couple of us, but, we've been beating this drum for a while, but the bridge has lost its useful life.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Wait till our new bridge gets put up and gets thrown in our lap.
I think they're putting 2 up.
You can throw in our lap?
Yeah, once Dermody's bridge gets put up, it's thrown on our lap.
Like the commissioners did with, they took Michigan Boulevard Bridge over? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
All right. So, Major Bridge. Anyone
Motion to approve as stated.
for 300 accounts?
Mm-hmm.
Motion approved by Mr. Yagowski. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kessler. All in favor of approving 300 accounts for Major Bridge Fund 1171, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. MVH restricted. First page is all 100s. Second page is where we get to 2s and 3s,
Which are empty.
but they're all none requested until
21007.
Row 44. Oh, sorry, you don't have it. It's the 203s.
There we go, about the 5th page down. Top of the road maintenance supplies. 2,150,000 Same as 2025, same as as approved for this year. And again, this is all gas tax funded
Yep.
stuff.
And this is when they split it from regular to restricted. This has to just be used for road maintenance, bridges, things like that.
Yep. Thoughts from members of the council?
At some point when you get a chance, could you send us your asset management plan for the roads? I'm interested kind of just how we're doing on like the pacer scale of are we making progress towards getting more roads at the higher numbers of the pacer scale, or are we just treading water?
We actually got higher. We just raised it above 7. So that was like the threshold we had to get more funding from the state.
Who scores our stuff?
Weaver.
Weaver.
All right, so that's all that's in that one for the
Yeah.
motion to approve restricted MVH.
Motion to approve 2s and 3s and restricted MVH 1173 from Mr. Kessler, second by Mrs. Heath. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Now moves us on to MVH 1176. So we have other supplies, 2 rows. Total of $7,000. Postage, telephone. Looks like you're just remaining flat for the last 2 years.
Yep, there's no increases except the 100 accounts.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, you have radios. Are we still using radios? You got 0 spent so far at 10,000?
But I didn't hear you.
We're still right, the motor vehicle. Wait.
Yeah, we're on MVH 1176.
So if you look at radios, 1176, 31018, $10,000. We haven't spent anything on that. Is that
Yeah, we just got some of our trucks in from the 2023, 24 purchase, and we just had to put new radios in all of them.
So you are functioning with, off of radios, not anything
Yep.
else? Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion approved as read.
Motion approve twos and threes as presented for motor vehicle highway 1176 by Mr. Yagowski. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kessler. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right.
So are we gonna do lit or no?
Where is lit?
That's a good question. Yeah, do it. You're here. Try 11, 12.
No problem.
Thank you.
What is it?
It's the same every year too.
I see cum cap.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Planning, planning, planning.
Flip over the other page. Pioneer Cemetery. We not get a levy.
Mike, we're having a hard time finding it. In the front.
Oh, it's in the front. That's why we can't find it.
It's third one in.
Oh, that's public safety.
I keep going, next page. No, this is it right after the auditors tab. There's a 1112 tab. And the first part has to do with the bond payments, and then it goes on the second page. You'll see where we start having the $5 million for highway.
So what?
Auditor, I went to assessor.
Very front, Brett.
Right. So, go to,
Up there and then 3 tabs in. 4 tabs in. Right?
oh, lit economic development. There we go. It's another, not another tab, it's all just pages.
I get
Oh, behind.
Yep.
This is just the same as it's been before.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been trying to do up, like our equipment updates, spending it through lit, budgeting in what we need. Like this time, the 2 trucks, if we start on a program where we can, well, we're getting 2 trucks now because of the prices are going up 20 to 30,000 next year with the new emissions. But if we can stay on a program where we can get 1 truck a year or something like that out of our budget, we don't have to go ask for additional appropriations.
But I'm sorry, is the second truck that's on this next Monday's agenda, is that one for this year and one for next?
That's 2 from this year's budget
Okay.
that we'll get next year.
So I'm failing to see where we have anything written into lit here as a recommendation for vehicles, for trucks.
Oh, that's at the meeting. But I
She didn't budget she didn't put anything for the budget for next year.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
She's
trying
giving us a heads
to-
up. Sorry.
She'll just take it out of there.
Okay.
All right, so this is
I mean,
gonna
I
be
would
more of
come
a
and ask
discussion
to
for Monday's
purchase.
meeting.
This is more for information. Sorry.
It's an additional appropriation each year. She does it, but the fact is that she's taking it from this fund.
Okay.
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 To that note, did you submit a cap plan as part
I
of your
did.
budget? Excellent. Could you forward us a
Didn't get
copy?
that either?
What's that?
You didn't get that?
Oh, yes, wait a second.
Did we?
Nope.
Thought we did.
I don't know why I don't have it in here. I don't know where it is.
Oh, it's okay. I got a copy. I kind of wrote on it, though. You want it?
Well, if you just forward it to us.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Motion to approve the lit economic development for the 200s, 300s, and while we're in here, go ahead and do the bond payment in the 400s.
All right, motion to approve 2s, 3s, and 4s in lit economic development, 11, 12, by Mr. Keel. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kessler. Discussion? Missing a voter.
He's a yay vote.
All in favor of the motion for lit economic development, 11, 12, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The record show there was only 6 council members present at the vote.
Told me to vote yes for him.
Oh. Okay. I didn't notice, we went.
He had to step out.
Yeah, I just noticed a gap over there. Okay. Any other business we have for you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, then you're dismissed.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got a lot done today. I appreciate folks trying to squeeze some extras in here. I wanted to see real quick.
Aye.
See, I told you it was an aye vote.
All right, let's talk NERC.
7-0.
All right, let's jump to regional planning, 7401. It's the back of the book. And then I have one other point of business. All right, so we have one line item, 3,000. Wait a minute, there's 2.
There's an updated sheet for this too.
That's right. So, all right, Mr. Representative for NERC, why is regional planning increasing 16% or
Question. So NERC went 30 years without an increase to its appropriations from the locals. Our legislature decided to put into statute the precise dollar amount per capita 30-some years ago. Well, it went a long time and never was changed. Finally, they changed it. They have a catch-up period of course, of about 4 or 5 years. So you'll see kind of steeper increases as it catches up, and then it's a more gradual rate after that. And hopefully we won't see like getting behind quite like this anymore. So yeah, it looks like a big jump, but it's making up for 30 years of lost time. Also, when there's additional local funds going into it, they're able to leverage more federal dollars. So we're ultimately getting more money to the region as a result of this. It's also set in statute, so we don't really get much of a choice. But
Nope, understood. So
I have 2 more years at this level. Okay, so they gave me a letter with the stuff, and I will tell you, I did write a letter and ask why.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't get the explanation that you gave, which I think is much better than what they gave me. Thank you.
I'm familiar with it because I lobbied for it. It was an issue. It was getting to be a pretty.
Yeah.
Wait. I know. But it was getting to be a pretty serious issue in NERC.
What you need to do is get rid of half your people instead of 100, make it 50. No, board members.
Mr. Board Member, do you want to make the motion?
Motion to approve regional planning NERC at $132,652 as requested.
Actually, it's true. Since you're on the actual board, should you abstain yourselves from it?
I don't receive any compensation for being on there.
Okay.
But if you'd like me to abstain, I
don't
can.
receive any compensation from Fair Board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just,
Fair enough.
I'm happy to recuse if you'd like me to.
you're fine making the motion.
It's the vote.
I'll abstain.
Okay, you made the motion, right?
All right, he made the motion. Motion by Mr. Keel, second by Mr. Pressel. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained.
Abstention.
Thank you. All right, so now, thank you for a very productive session. I think we did well to get as much done as we could today. I apologize to all of you for not being present tomorrow, but I did what I could to make it happen. There's 2 things that we need to consider as part of this budgeting hearing, and those are, what do we have to do, if anything, relative to any sort of lit change? And then we talked, briefly about what the definition of a wheel tax does to us in terms of changing of fundings for community crossings. So, Mr. Auditor, what is the time frame that we have to have things? What does the timeline look like for, let's first say, wheel tax if we were to discuss and or enact one?
I believe that's October 31st, but I'm going to have to verify. We've asked the attorney to give us a timetable. I thought you were going to ask him.
So he's looking for me to call him after
But
this.
I could do that research and have that for you tomorrow morning. I can text you with that research too, so this way you're aware. And the other may be a little sooner. So we have to be careful on.
Okay.
And the key thing on the lit EMS is that you do have some funding that offsets what comes in. But the way that the state has said, in order to get funding, this is the only lit we haven't touched. And you don't really want to increase the others when this is an easy answer. And then it also allows us to do the capital improvements if you want to have enough of that lit to do that. And then that would cover the next 2 years while we're under this current lit. And then when we put the package all together, the lit could come down.
So at this point, realistically, what it sounds like is bare minimum, we need a workshop of sorts to discuss one or both concerns or recommendations from other members of the council.
I think it's 3 or 4. I think it's those two. I think that Michigan City a couple days a week when it's going to curtail.
At least.
With the sheriff issue, that would be another one, and we'll keep going, but that could be a lengthy,
That could be a lengthy meeting.
but it has to be done.
And what exactly the commissioners want to do with this courthouse?
Yes.
I think building maintenance almost should be separated from tomorrow's hearing and have its own, like 30 minutes is not going to be anywhere near enough for building maintenance probably.
I think we're good. She can come anytime. We have 3 of them knocked out today, so I think we have the time. We don't need the 30 minutes. We have longer.
We'll also be missing our esteemed chairman here.
Okay. But I mean,
Are you saying I'm not going to keep people online?
No, I'm just saying he might feel left out.
Write that down.
I do feel left out, but that's my own fault with day job.
Meaning even with the time, you should say we need another day. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe just have a special building maintenance workshop.
At least related to the projects. I would say,
Yeah.
let's look, go ahead and
Base
go through
budget, but, like-
I recommend go through the regular day-to-day budget, but we're gonna need to talk about the capital asset planning.
But see, like, the courthouse right now is more than just building maintenance. It's redo.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
That's where I'm going. So,
because we've tried fixing it.
Really, the fixing part of it's not us. It's because, really, I mean, we got, again, I heard different answers. I'm not blaming either one of you guys over there, but tell us when we're gonna get our bond rating. They said we're not gonna get our bond rating until next year now. Even though we did all this paperwork and we even did everything.
I'm guessing 2028.
I know. That originally was supposed to be next year. This 2028, those are beyond our control.
Luck.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
right.
I mean, we somehow we can all, because that's what some of these commissioners doing the blame game about. We're not spending the money, but where's the money going to come from, guys and ladies?
Yeah, no. So at a minimum, let's, for early, and this is July, so early August, let's look at an opening for a workshop, at least related to lit
We'll
and
do a
wheels.
survey because some people are away. I don't, Justin, I don't know when you head back, so, but a workshop's, whatever, but I figured that if we can do it while you're here, it's better.
Yeah, you tell me.
So we'll talk.
Okay.
Something before our next regularly scheduled meeting would be good.
I'm thinking,
It's next week.
Monday, right?
You got anything going on?
It's okay.
well, realistically, is it the first week of August?
That seems more, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
He's away.
When are you gone?
Most of August.
Most of August.
What about our regular August council meeting?
I'll be here for that.
What if we did it before that?
I'd rather have it earlier than that. Can we do something?
We'll
If I'm available, I'm available. If I'm available, it's gonna be on a Monday, or, well, let's see, some days we move in on Monday, so I don't know. I mean,
What's going on later next week?
How about Thursday, July 30th? That's before August.
This Thursday?
No, week from,
Next Thursday?
week from Thursday.
I'll be in Greenwood.
Wednesday,
Wednesday
29th?
I'd be here.
Wednesday the 29th?
Let's tentatively look at Wednesday, the 29th. But go ahead and send the emails out so that we can all go and look at our individual calendars and see what's going on there.
I'm not trying to make it just on me. I just,
Nope, I understand.
I'm in Greenwood that weekend, then I'm in Indy the next 3.
29th's fine, it doesn't matter to me.
But if we're gonna be in a position where we've got to look at additional tax funding, we've got to be open and honest about it to everybody and open it to the public with what we've got going
I'll have to
on.
go out in the morning.
But we've also got to be prepared with what have we looked at
I'll
from our
send it
budgets?
out.
What can we do with
I
additional,
wasn't planning
different
to go.
funding? and
Oh,
all
I have
sorts
to
of
go back upstairs.
I think a big
Okay.
part of that,
Oh, I
though,
don't
to figure out where
think
we're
I
at for lit and wheel tax, is gonna be talking about the buildings.
Yeah,
So we almost need to have that discussion first.
well, because wheel tax can't
This
go
is
to,
yours.
Right, wheel tax can't go to buildings, but to know where we're at, shortfall on fixing the courthouse, fixing all of our other buildings, we're gonna kind of need to know that number coming into that conversation. I would think.
yeah.
And that's our huge expense coming up is our buildings.
So
So let's-
some of you guys heard earlier, I just want to go over just one small detail. So there was supposed to be an emergency declaration for the cooling for the courthouse for the 3rd floor. It's now going to be moved to Michigan City, that's fine, it's going to work for us. They do have enough thermistors, they're going to start setting up for the scaffolding while they're gone. They're going to schedule with the court while they're gone, Michigan City, to go start doing that. That will get the 3rd floor, where we feel, up that courthouse, the court part of it up and running, not the whole 3rd floor, just that courtroom. That's where we're right now sitting, because it's a very tall
Oh, yeah.
ceiling room that we have to try to cool down. The 1st floor's got a leak, and we know what it's got. It was pressurized this last Friday, and we're gonna see where the leak's coming from. We don't know if it's an installation or a manufacturer leak, but it was new stuff, so we don't know which one it is. That's the
Nice.
1st floor.
Saw those guys out there today.
Okay.
Question on
Go ahead.
Judge Haven's
Yes.
chambers. Shouldn't that painting be removed from where the
Moisture damages.
damage is coming down the wall? I mean,
I mean,
that seems like a painting that shouldn't have water dripping on it.
that's a maintenance job, we can put it.
Well, no, I'm just,
Yeah,
if
sure.
Judge Havens doesn't want to move it or have somebody in her court move it, I
I
mean,
don't have a problem with that. Yeah, sure. I'll be glad. I mean, we're gonna have the
That's gotta
scaffold.
have some-
We're gonna have the.
it's sitting on the ledge on top of the fireplace. All it has to do is be
I
moved.
think we would have moved it ourselves, but it felt a little bit like it's not our courtroom, so.
Well, yeah, and she wasn't there to ask, but it seems like, I mean,
Okay, I think you're right.
the painting was made in the 70s, so, I mean,
So the second,
55 years old already,
so
so.
the second floor does have the rooms working now, and it's tentative.
You could tell when we walked, we all
So-
walked over there at lunch.
So so I never stated to any commissioners that we're all okay. We're fixing problems as we're going along, but it seems like we're getting a little bit of our head above water, that's all I can say. So this court thing is, by what you did, Adam, is gonna actually work in our favor, because we're gonna start scaffolding up.
Fantastic. Okay. With 30 minutes left to go.
Anything left here?
Well,
Can we leave them in the room here?
Anything?
Meeting tonight, you guys locking the door? Okay.
all right, so with 30 minutes left to go, Mr. Otter, you want to go through your,
I'd like to do it tomorrow morning.
okay.
Don't want Mr. Karanka here? As soon as you're gone.
And we'll probably pull the ineligible deductions off the table, but I want to be,
Prepared, that's fine. If you're ready, Darlene, let's get it done. One page, beautiful. You got changes?
You guys check it right in the middle.
Here we go. Microphone's back on.
I didn't know if you wanted to call in on one either.
You could
One already.
have certificate.
Sure.
Could have 911 come over.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want it tomorrow?
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
gives you something to do.
All right.
Maybe.
I got one. Did you go?
I got
You
one.
All right, so 2s and 3s. With the exception of, well, you went up in computer supplies, you went down in maintenance contracts, up in employee education, and up in computer maintenance.
Hold on a minute.
This is a part IT, part auditor question. There was a line item for like software or something like that in the auditor's budget. Did that come from IT?
Yes, it was supposed to be pulled from IT. She wasn't sure whether or not you wanted to pull
So-
it from there. I'm trying to get the expenses so that you know what goes under the auditor, and it's about $237,000 and change. It is just the two LAO bills for our tax and for our finance. So that
So-
would be,
On this sheet, I did deduct some of that, down to the 330, just because I know that he was gonna pick some of that costs up. I wasn't sure on which costs, because I hadn't gotten that information from him. So on the tech support, the single page that I gave you at the front is pretty much the software I use and approximate numbers on how much it costs. So I did take some of that money away. I didn't take it all away. I can tell you that with the state, they are also wanting to establish, they're telling all the IT directors that we need to establish an account that is dedicated directly for cybersecurity. They said, either put 25 or 40 or 50 in it, just for that kind of software, we got a lot of assessments coming up that we have to do, that are gonna be required. And, that stuff costs money. I don't know how much money yet, so if you don't wanna fund that yet, I can always come back next year, once I get costs. But we are gonna have to, another thing that they have imposed is, with the ADA stuff in our website, every Adobe document, Excel spreadsheet, whatever's out there has to be able to be read. For vision impaired, so they,
We need to really get into that more because that's not, a lot of our PDFs are not, that we want to transfer.
Right, they're images, they're not
Right.
text.
And technically, any document we house is supposed to be that way. Even, because it's a public record.
Which means that anything that we currently scan needs to actually be done
OCR.
somewhere instead of, well, it could be OCR, or it could be exported as a PDF from the original Word document.
Yes. Which, a lot of documents, and, nobody's gonna make that deadline.
Okay.
We're working on it.
So from the funding portion of this, right, you're talking about technical and software support. This number I see here is 300.
More than what's on my budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did take out some of the Laos stuff. I just didn't know how much he was taking.
So are you saying that we should take 30107 and change that to
330,500.
330,500, but still add another 40,000 for cybersecurity?
If you want to add it this year, or if you want to wait until we get some more figures on exactly what we're going to have to pay for, because the state does sometimes pick some of that stuff up.
I think one of the best examples that we got involved was a flyover years ago, and we spent our money, and then, of course, the next year, the state paid for a flyover. But there was no indication they were, and we never had a flyover. That was our first actual flyover, so we had to do it sometime or another.
And currently, I do pay for cybersecurity software, out of my Tech and Soft Support account. I didn't move that over. That's still just in the regular Tech and Soft Support account.
I would bet that you're not going to get any initial reimbursement because what they paid in already, they're not planning on reimbursing from the first initial surge of everybody getting caught up in that cyber attack. Maybe you can tell me I'm wrong, but I don't see it coming right now.
No, not right now.
You get 195.
So while our cybersecurity is important, been bugging me all day. You go between three offices, we're spending $112,000 on cybersecurity between prosecutor's office, between recorder's office, between IT, and I'm sure more on the sheriff and 911 and everybody else.
Yes, you are.
That's a hefty chunk.
But
Prosecutor
Brett,
is,
yeah, all you have to do is go through one attack,
I know.
and then you'll change your mind.
Well, I think what he's talking about.
it should all be
Put words in your
combined,
mouth.
but
The
the prosecutor,
.org server for the sheriff's department was the first
Right.
the domain that came about that was through .org, and then or whatever version they were at, and then the county redid its domain, and it's separate from parts. So you have
the sheriff and the county has always been separated.
Yep.
We have a trust between the two, but we've always separated those domains.
And then we recently separated the prosecutor.
Right.
So the prosecutor still uses our domain for everything except email. And his like OneDrives.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's a lot of money.
Oh yeah, but there's a lot more going on in the background if you saw
Oh, I know.
DoD stuff.
I know.
All right.
Question on the software. So the amount that you had here was 472,000. The amount that's being moved into the auditor's office is 276. So that works out to 195,000 left.
It's not, the additional above the 237 is some others. The amount above the 237 is other software. So I just don't have the list with me. I wasn't anticipating today.
So here's what I recommend. I'll let each of you come up with your own motion or what you want to vote for, but take Darlene's estimate of 335,000, call it 335.
100.
335,000, right? 335,000. I suggest making a separate line item and split the difference for right now. 20,000 for cybersecurity, but create its own account based off of what you were just saying.
Okay.
But I'll let the other 6 of you say, Adam, you're all wet, or that sounds perfect. Keep going, or somewhere in the middle.
Wait,
you're all wet. Thanks, Mark. What else did you want to highlight for us, Darlene?
So actually you could take like the 12,000 for tangent, the Ninja One stuff, and move that into that cybersecurity account. Because those are both cybersecurity products.
Tangent and which one?
Ninja One.
Ninja One.
I don't ever thought of it. I like Ninja.
I'll give it to you.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I like calling that. Ninja One, there it is. So 25,500. So that takes us to
Could you tell
310.
us how much the tangent is and how much the Ninja One is?
I just gave Joey a copy.
So actually, we take 335. We just made that 310.
Tangent 12,000.
I'm sorry.
Tangent 12,000.
Thank you.
Ninja One 13,500.
Thank you very much. Very helpful.
And then now the cybersecurity ends up 26,000.
Okay, that's fine.
What are the 310?
310 down here.
And what was the other one?
And make this one 26,000. It's got a new account number.
Got it.
Okay.
Can we call it Security Ninja 2? Just,
So
I just like the name.
And then Michael add all of Lao, correct?
Correct.
yeah.
Sounds like it.
Okay, motion to approve the 200s and 300s with changes to technical and software support set to 310,000 and a new line item for cybersecurity set at 26,000. All other items being as requested.
All right, so I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. So a motion by Mr. Keel, second by Mrs. Heath. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Man, he couldn't make it.
No.
Imagine that. But I do have one other thing. I did also give you just a couple quotes. Some of our servers are getting fairly old, and our storage units, this is like capital improvement stuff we're gonna have to start replacing. The one from May is an HP server with VMware and all that. VMware has went out of this world on pricing, so we are looking at different products to replace that. Again, so is hard drives and memory and all that. But this is some stuff that we're gonna have to look at possibly replacing next year because they're end of life. I mean, we use them till they die, but
Yep. Okay.
One other thing, and this is not so much for today, but like, could we look at our phone pricing to see, like, I know typically when a new councilman gets a phone, it's a new iPhone, like current model. Have we looked at using older, like the previous year's model that are sometimes quite a bit discounted, or?
We can do that with Verizon and AT&T. Sometimes they do run free promotions. Sometimes that's not what you all want, but as in the model.
What is the standard practice for county employees?
We try to stretch them until they break. We don't replace phones every
I mean, when they get a new one, like, do they get the current year model or the previous year model?
Depending on what, it's usually the previous year. Or if it just came out in November, then it's going to be the current year. I do let they choose between an Android or a iPhone. You know, we try to go with the cheaper models, but that isn't always what happens.
Secure phones out there.
Yep.
But yeah, we can look into that.
All right.
And get a BlackBerry.
I had one of those.
The one that laid in the drawer somewhere.
Anything else from anyone? All right, then I'm going to call recess for the budget hearings. Thank you.